By the way, I was taking a look at what is it, the new red Luffy starter deck, the ST21. That's
That's
ST31
good.
now. That one. I've been seeing
Yeah,
so much of it. Oh my god,
yeah.
when they play the forecast, the
It's a
forecast
it's a
Rayleigh Luffy,
beast combo. Oh my god,
duh,
I've seen the
I got
combos.
absolutely ricked by it. Like it was crazy. Like it was. I was
Four
playing Sack
characters.
obviously, so like Sack's not great, but
Yeah.
like it was like
No,
immediately just the
four
pressure is
matters.
insane. You know?
Wait, I feel a little flabbergasted by this because I've been vindicating for this deck for like so long.
Yeah. The thing is though, they were playing so many shitter events is the problem. So like, you have to kind of play a bad suite of events to make it work.
Well,
Sometimes like
the
there are
events
good
are
straw
not
hat
that
crews.
bad. They're not
Sorry,
that bad. I think the typical suite is we'll meet again at Saba OD Archipelago
oh, it
and
should be,
the
yeah.
Straw Hat Searcher event from Law,
Radical Beam.
the Red Law one.
Yeah.
No, Radical Beam's rotated.
Never mind. Okay.
Um, maybe Divine Departure, but also Conqueror's Hockey, and then the 2-cost Rayleigh event. You know, the one that it's not really a Rayleigh card, but it's the one that buffs power. It's a Gum Gum
Um,
Jet something. It's a Gum Gum fucker.
sure. It's one of the ones, yeah.
Sorry, it is. It's old too. Hold on, it's gonna take me a sec to find. I'm scrolling. Gum Gum King Kong Gatling. It's 2 for up to one of leader character gains +3. Then if your opponent has a 7K, you get another +1 on something else or the same card.
Yeah.
Trigger KO with 5K. This is just for the push, but like the actual like events you're running are the all of the Straw Hat Searchers that are events pretty
Yep.
much, and then Conqueror's Hockey, which can't counter 2K for your leader, but it can counter 2K for your characters, which is often the cards that you're defending because
Yeah.
you're an aggro deck, like you need to defend
As much as
your
possible,
characters, and
yeah.
you don't really need to defend your leader, you need to defend your characters. But also just like you can still activate the -1, and it's good.
Yeah. I mean, it's you know what though? That's why they're playing Meteor Strike of Love. It's just so good in the format right now.
Okay,
There's so
okay,
much,
okay.
there's so
Matt
much
got
for that deck. Yeah.
introduced to Peak, and now he can't forget it.
I mean, that's how it works, man. It's just that's the way of the world, you know. Up on
Yeah,
shambles.
but
I don't
that
know what else you play.
yeah, but I think that deck is actually quite good because I think it does have a good
Yeah.
like a relatively decent early game plan, and then it transitions into the late game pretty well. Like I've seen it beat Nami in end game situations, but
Which feels
it's
crazy, yeah.
mostly thanks to obviously 7-cost Luffy is like the card that you're playing
You
that
need it
helps you
really
in these
badly, yeah.
situations. But the thing that actually gets you there is the 5-cost Nami from the live action, which we're not going to have for a while
Hmm.
because Nami doesn't really have a good efficient way of clearing it.
Yeah, it's like that.
So
Sorry, that and Zoro too. Like obviously, the Straw Hat cards that you do have in this are pretty decent generically. I love 7-cost Zoro. Obviously, this card is like just really good against the other decks of the format. But then you also like just pair
the
this with
law one, sorry, the law one.
no. 7-cost Red Zoro, the good one, the one people actually play, the plus 2000
Oh,
leader. That
the
one, just
egghead
normal.
one.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's just
god.
the normal good one. Yeah, like this card is just kind of crazy. It gives yourself like actual survivability afterwards too, even like in a late game situation. You just get so
I
much
have so
value.
many copies of Zoro, bro. Oh my god. I need to sell them.
But even like, you know what? I was so
Oh,
down in the Sanji. The Sanji is like necessary, weirdly enough,
the
like more so
Sanji,
than I
it
thought.
is.
Because you obviously not great, not an amazing rate, but like it's just enough of a body to make it just like you don't get free swings into the forecast Luffy because you have to go into the Sanji. So it's like this weird like you're diverting your worst swings, but that means that your other like shittier ones stay on the board still. Like your other like slightly better ones are a bit more likely to survive,
I
which
mean, like if your opponent is a 5K lead, it's still like if on the turn you do the big combo, the Sanji is still like a 5 or 6K attacker that has rush, and it's just going to come in and rush at you. Like it's still good.
so it
Like
was
even
so
if it just goes
dumb.
Luffy, Sanji, 5-cost Luffy, like he has leader swing, like he has Sanji 5K, leader 6K, and then 5-cost Luffy 7K for 4 Dawn.
Mhm. But okay, let's be real though. I think the only
Like
reason this is doing something is because people are playing the forecast. That forecast Luffy is saving this deck by far.
yeah,
Without
I
it, you
mean,
would not be playing this as much, right?
well, I would
Obviously.
not say I will say it's not a consistency issue because you have so many events and so many searchers
Hmm.
that can find not all of them, but some of the events. Like all of the other searchers, like the Nami in the stage, can find the Sabaody archipelago
Yeah.
and King Kong Gatling from the
I
Yeah.
made I tried to make a Kaido list. It really sucks because there's no good fucking purple animal kingdoms anymore to fill out a whole deck.
You know what though?
I
They
don't
weren't
I
ever
I
really
don't know what they're
good.
going to do with
At
that
the end of the
deck.
day, the sad part is the old Animal Kingdoms like were they had enough generically good
Like
pieces.
there's ones that I like actually are good. Like there's a 2K Sasaki that's OP01 that's gone now. Or Sasaki, I don't know how to say it, but like
Is it
the
Saki?
Triceratops guy.
Isn't that card a little overcosted?
Like it's a 2K. At this point, I don't care.
Sorry, it's Dawn times 1, trash 1 card, get 1
I
rested
mean,
Dawn.
well, you're gonna have better things later on when the actual reveals
This
happen.
is not
That's the problem, right? Is
this is
that like
not
this
it.
entire like reveal section is just we're not done yet, and it's gonna change. I'm assuming a lot of the leaders' playabilities. Like I am very down on the Linlin,
I
despite
think
the fact
everybody
that
is.
no, dude, no, they're not. I just got a
Why?
video that was like, this new yellow Linlin is actually really strong. One of the most
No, it's
broken leaders they've
not.
had. And I'm
I saw a
thinking,
video about I think I saw a similar video where the guy was like he's just scared that yellow slop is going to be too good with this, but I don't know. I
No,
don't
with the
know.
new Thriller Bark cards, I don't know, man. I mean, they seem decent, but like, I'm gonna wait for the support,
I
see how the
highly
support
doubt this
changes
ends up
this.
being a throw because I think that activating the Linlin, the 10 cost Linlin's first effect is like priority number 1 because that seems
Hmm.
very. So I think they're not going to do Thriller Bark. They're probably going to play like the in archetype support.
I mean, it depends. I don't. You know what though? Obviously, I think you probably still could play Thriller Bark support, but I'm like, I don't know if that makes this deck
With there's some of the package,
separated.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Sorry, I don't think that changes whether the deck is playable or not, right? Because that we are just like, why would you
I
play
mean, you can
Linlin
playtest that right now
over like
if you want
over
to.
just like the Egghead Luffy or like BY Moria, like these decks that already have other things going for it, or Teach is a bit more
Yeah, no,
streamlined to its own deck. But like obviously, if you're talking about slop though, you're playing like the Moria. You're playing. I guess you can play Wild Luffy with that either. Honestly, I'm
I,
just wrong, but still, in
I
general,
hate that right now
Nami.
the 10 cost Linlin is better in UI Nami than it is in Linlin. I
That's
think that's
one. Okay, that's something we can talk about.
incredibly
I
homo.
disagree. I disagree with you completely.
What's so good about this in Linlin though? It's such a generic
What's
effect.
bad in
What's
UI
What do you
Nami?
do
sorry?
with it?
What's good about this
Bad
in
in Nami, you
Nami?
don't get the Dawn. You don't
You
get
don't
the
get
Dawn on
you
leader.
don't get any
You're a
Dawn. This is just like a generic
Oh,
like
I
you don't
guess, but you
need.
do get to draw. You do get to draw 2.
But does it matter if you're not a 7K?
Yes, sir. You don't
Like
That's
care.
that's true. I didn't consider that.
But
I
the
mean,
problem
you
is
could
you
just
need
play.
girl,
You
but you
can play
don't.
girl.
But you need to
Yeah.
have girl in the field first. By the way, sorry, you don't always have
but you're
girl.
not
If you're
keeping
playing
but you're
against
not
an
keeping
L,
girl.
girl's not on the field. It's not going to happen,
Or
right?
or a deck with Viper. Like the cards that are anti
I guess I
NL
didn't
are also
consider
killing
that.
girl.
I
Yeah,
didn't
I
Right?
just
It's
consider
like
the lack of
generically.
rested.
Yeah, generically the Tengoss is, I think, very good for an overall engine, but the problem is obviously in these two decks. Like look at like in Nami, you just like not having the Dawn is so detrimental to you that you can't even like afford this probably. I think the extra draw card not good enough. You have other cards that can keep you in that section too. And then in Boa, it's like Boa has better cards. Like the 9 cost Boa is
Yeah.
just better. Like again, generically, it's the best generic option. But like if you're looking at every other like 10 cost in yellow or like the 9 costs that are here, they're not like they're
10
better.
costs.
9 cost
I
Boa is just
will say
better.
I don't know if you guys agree with this at this point, but like I feel like 10 costs at this point are almost always overcosted, regardless of what the card actually says.
I disagree.
Like it kind of feels like that sometimes.
I think the
Like not
Shanks
having
is
flexibility.
undercosted.
Shanks
Shanks
is
feels like
not
that
10
should
cost. Shanks not 10 cost.
unfortunately he is, Aaron. Like
They
you're
cost. You get two
no,
Dawn back. You
but
get
you
two
have to
Dawn
get
back.
to 10 to play him. Like
No, but that's
calling
not what I'm saying.
calling
That's not
all
what I'm
10
saying.
costs
He's
overcosted,
saying
saying, oh, they get Dawns back, they don't count. Like they
I'm
count as
saying
10
I'm
costs.
saying the lack of flexibility on a 10 cost that costs 10 Dawn is challenging to play around
it's a card that like
because
takes up
counter
your
events
entire
are
turn.
so good.
In
Counter events are
green,
so good.
in green specifically, it's kind of hard to mention any of the 10 costs here because most of
Mm-hmm.
them like have some kind. Any mana deck here has some kind of Dawn restand potential besides like a lot of the old leaders. But like, look at now, what is Mihawk doing? Mihawk has the access of just restand 3 cards. Shanks obviously has the new 10 cost Shanks. Luffy can always have extra Dawn up, right? Every single green deck at this current moment, I think, has some kind of ability to say, "Hey, I'm gonna have the option of just having some Dawn up for counter events," which is why it's such a
Yeah.
strong strategy in this deck or in this type of color, where you wouldn't have this in like a if you play a blue 10 cost, right? Here's the thing. The reason why 10 beard is okay in Nami is because it gives it the Dawn, right? You have the Dawn on leader.
Yep.
It's playable at that point. But if you look at like what's like a black 10 cost, if you play black Kuzan, like the old 10 cost Kuzan, that's your
Even if it hits
entire
something
turn.
good, it's still not good.
It's
Yeah,
it's
Even a hit to the
always
board
just
or two is
been
still not worth it.
kind of niche. It's seen play. If you were playing Lucci, obviously the problem with this card more than anything else has been removal has gotten a lot worse. But even in the day, right? This was like a two of. You don't see it in too many black decks. It just wasn't there.
it was really
I
only good
I
if you
can't
had like a
even
book
really
on board or
think
something.
I can't even
Oh my
really
God.
think of a Tendon card that like I actually think is like super good that doesn't give you the flexibility of resteds or more actives.
Yeah, sorry, because like if you look at 10 cost teach,
Like 10
besides
cost an
in
L,
uh
maybe like
Yeah,
the
true.
Russian
10
L
cost an
from
L is
Yu-Gi-Oh! 2.
actually a
That's
good
a pretty
card.
good card.
yeah.
That's a pretty good card.
Well, sorry, he
But
meant
But I
though.
will
It's not
say,
great.
like decks like Calgara don't want to play this because they can't afford to not have the actives. Like
really,
like a lot of the decks that play this card actually don't like this card that much because they have counter events they want to play. Like Sky Island Luffy has to sacrifice his really good golden rifles in order to play this card.
that's true. Yeah.
Can I mention a little bit about? I'm looking at the black 10 costs, and
Like Sky Island
every
Luffy's
single
fine
one
for playing this.
currently leaves you done up in some way, shape, or form. In BY
Really,
Teach, you are playing 10 cost Teach for 8.
For 8.
You are
that's
playing
true.
Emu 5 Elders for
For
3.
4. Well, you know,
Well, oh yeah, for
Well,
4
yeah,
technically, yeah,
yeah,
for
yeah,
4, yeah.
yeah.
But you know what I mean,
yeah,
right?
you
It's
got a lot of Dawn.
Yeah.
You got a lot of Dawn.
you are holding up a million Dawn, and that's probably the start of when this was happening, right? It's green had this,
Flexibility
and
is
then
key.
every other flexibility was kind of the best option. Right now, actually, even the purple, sorry, even purple Kaido, the new 10 cost Kaido restands you a Dawn. It just
Yeah, he
says,
does.
yeah,
And,
you get an event. Like we'll just
Actually,
give it to
you
you
get 2 back.
guys.
You
and
get
if you
2
want,
back technically if you leader
if
effect
yeah, you
because
do
he
get
gets
2 back.
Oh my
he
god.
turns 1 active and gets you 1 back active.
And like if you want to talk about like the 6 cost in an L because that's all of his Dawn, he gets to Dawn -1 and then Dawn +1 active. Not that he's really playing counter events with this,
Wow.
but he could, right? Like there's
Uh,
nothing stopping him from having the 6 cost an L and then having actives.
okay. See, even like the jank though, I want to talk about like even Kaido and Linlin, right? This is a card that was like, it's not playable, it's janky, and it has a good effect, but like you're only ever playing this card in jank decks. You're not seeing this anywhere else.
It's the lack of flexibility. Like you're pinning your whole game plan on it because the turn that you play it, because you don't have access to card effects to defend you, you're
You're
taking
losing.
so much aggro on that turn that if you don't win on the following turn, you just lose for sure. But also, your opponent has 10 Dawns to just play a 1 Dawn guy that protects their whole board. Right?
Yeah.
Like it's so easy to defend against. And it leaves you wide open. You die on the turn that you play Kaido and Lunlin like more than half the time.
I think the only
Yeah.
ones that are good and are like somewhat flexible, like you've just got to be like a 10 for 12 blocker at this point. Like,
Like
and that's the baseline. That's the minimum.
But like the
I'm
new gates
thinking about
though
10
still have
cost
8.
Dove.
I still have like
I'm
the
thi-
flexibility.
I think
Yeah,
10 cost Goaf is like a good 10 cost guy.
Sorry, which one?
But
Green
it's
or
worth
purple?
the
Can I-
purple one, the purple one.
Yeah, you're gonna say what I was gonna say? I was
But,
gonna
like-
mention Dove, yeah.
But like, you know, it's like big caveat side note that it actually is very like low rolly and bad if you have just 10 cost Dove. You -3, and then you don't have like 4 restand Dawns with your
Rosinante.
That's
Yeah,
a
you play
low roll.
Rosinante. That's all it is. Sorry. You
That's
still
like a
have the
bad low
Dons.
roll.
It's crazy. Ah,
In
man.
fact, like the deck hardly functions if you don't do that because
But-
we play so many events.
One thing though is at the very least that Dove even doesn't even need the Dawn for like somewhat decent protection in that, in that deck, right? Because
Yeah.
leader effect already is you don't even need the Dawn. Like it's great to have it, obviously. Like the events are really good in that deck, but like if you are trying to like protect yourself from 2 swings, you can have that regardless with leader effect. It's oh my god. It just doesn't exist,
like,
right? It doesn't exist.
I think it's just the issue is especially 10 cost cards that cost all 10 of your Dawn. You don't get Dawn back. You don't get rested to activate card effects. You don't
Mhm.
get anything that don't have like rush at the very least. Feel like pretty much unplayable. Rush or blocker, they're pretty much
So,
unplayable. 'Cause at
Roger
least Rush
is
can get
winning
rid of
the
an
game.
attack.
Roger wins you the game when you play it. That's the idea, right? So it's not even
Yeah.
like it's a 10 cost that's like, oh, I don't need the extra Dawn. I'm going for the win. But look at like 12, like the 10 cost Shanks. Ben Beckman. You have Ben Beckman for the one leader that needed the extra Dawn. Because in RP, right? In RP deck, your idea is you get this on the board as quick as possible so that the Dawns don't matter.
You don't need to
right?
defend yourself.
You don't need to. But even like in the one deck that like had that issue, they got the Ben Beckman. They have 4 free Dawns now. They get all this free
I
extra shit
will
on the
say
side.
the RP decks that rush or like they ramp into 10 cost Shanks also have access to Rosinante a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So
That's true,
so
yeah.
they're often part of their game plan is to restand some of their Dawn after they pass.
My God.
But it's because offense is so good. Like you need to be able to play flexible defense and offense, and just paying 10 Dawn is just not worth it. Like the card has to pretty much win you the game on the spot to be worth it.
Yeah, or like have enough like defensive utility for it to work. Like you look at like the
Yeah.
10 cost
Like
Luffy,
10
right?
cost Newgate. I think 10 cost Newgate is still good, even when you play it for 10. I think it is
Which
not a
one?
super the new 10 cost Newgate.
Sorry,
I
the
think
new one?
the new one.
6 cost. That's with the
No,
same thing.
but what I'm gonna say is like when you do have to play it for 10, which doesn't happen so much, but like there's some decks that don't play any
Yeah,
10k power
yeah.
characters, like Brendan's deck, the Sengoku,
Yeah.
doesn't have any 10ks. Even then, like I will say, it feels so much worse when you have to pay it for 10. It is so much worse. It's like a completely different card.
But still.
And obviously, like 4 Dawn is a giant amount of Dawn. But even if it was a 9 cost instead of a 10 cost, it would be like because Red Ace is gonna probably have to change the deck list to not play counter events because of this card.
You think so?
But Red Ace really likes its counter. Maybe.
No, I don't
It
think
depends on how many matchups you can get away with it being a 6 cost consistently. And I think the answer is because you have an L existing, you have UI Nami that wants to play its 10Ks like Teach and Moria and Newgate. Like,
yeah.
I think that most of the time you'll be okay to have both, but there's going to be games like against like B Yamato, where obviously the 10 cost effect is great against Black Yamato, but you're never going to pay it for it.
Oh, okay. Side piece though, just to that, you're not gonna see B Yamato. Yamato, I think after this set is already dead. Like it was already dead on arrival in this set. Weirdly enough, well, not really. It was dead like after
the
like.
Black Luffy deck looks so similar to.
I mean,
it feels like it's playing a very similar game, but
yeah,
like,
but its cards are just better off the gate. You
its
know,
cards
operative
are
it's
already
better.
better.
It's already just so much better.
The Loki is so diabolical that they've already printed support to beat it.
Yeah,
That's what it feels like.
yeah, basically. It's oh my God. Okay, I do want to see how big. You know what? Out of all of these leaders, I want to know which one is going to see the most support or like the most play at the end of the day. Obviously, for now, we don't know because of the
Shanks.
support yet. But like, I mean, you look early on, it's like
Shanks.
you're thinking it's going to be Shanks. Shanks is looking really good. But like again, if Luffy gets some new stuff, hey, you never know. The new gate looks great, obviously. If Luffy gets a good like suite of the triggers and stuff, like the 4,000 body triggers, I think the new 10 cost Linlin could give it some extra support or like extra room that we just don't know yet, right? It's just we are waiting. We are just in waiting.
I have one concern with the 10 cost Linlin. Obviously, making your base 4Ks, 8Ks is insanity because you can have so many of them set up by the time that you play.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then they basically have rush because they just get activated out of nowhere and just like swing really big. But obviously, like small bodies don't live in this format. 4K is obviously good enough to beat a lot of the effects that are like Vista and stuff that are specifically meant to beat 2Ks like Vassals. But
look at Kaido though. Like look, Kaido just minusing power and swinging into them makes them fucking tiny.
Yeah, it's just there's like it's hard to keep those cards on the board. So I think it's going to be very meta dependent how much Linlin like 10 cost Linlin relies on that first effect to be valuable.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's one of those things where it's like, you know, she has to don her characters and then in the late game it's like boom, drop the big mom, they're all 8Ks, swing for game. Like hand rip cards, like decks that do a lot of like the Nico, like I know he's not a meta threat, but like, you know, PB Luffy would have like a generational matchup, just like hand ripping, and then it's either you get no 4Ks that can become 8Ks, or you just don't have the top end and you're stuck with 4Ks.
Yeah.
You know?
I want to see.
4-cost Law is going to be. I mean, I think 10. I will say Yellow Linlin out of any deck in the entire game can probably play around hand rip effects the best. They have to discard so many fucking cards. They have to discard so many cards just to get their leader to do anything.
Aaron,
but just having free discard makes it easier to play against, right?
I hate to say it, Aaron, but no deck can play around negative hollow, buddy.
Oh!
To be fair though, this is like free negative hollow.
Scary, bro.
That's the insane part. This is just like a 0 cost negative hollow every turn. I do want to know.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Negative hollow is random.
Oh, is it? Oh, is it random? Oh shit.
Wait, sorry. Does it say trash one card from your opponent's hand? Is Linlin random? Did I miss this?
If Linlin is random, this is fucked.
Sorry, is this actually what the card
Trash
says?
one card from your opponent's hand.
Does that make it? It's random, right?
This is the problem we talked about before. I have no
Japanese
idea. I
Hold
cannot
on.
tell whether or
The
not it's
English,
random or
the
not.
official English translations are out for this card. This is the official.
Okay.
One. No, it does literally say trash one card from your opponent's hand. Is that random? That's random, right?
Sorry, what's Negative Hollow say?
Yeah,
You know what?
so-
We're consulting
I
Negative
think,
Hollow.
I
That's
think
the...
Negative Hollow says that. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
consult 4-cost law as well. No, Negative
if
Hollow
this
is trash
is-
one card from your opponent's hand. Linlin effect is random.
Yeah,
Oh, but this
that's
makes
that
this
is
leader
kind of
way
nasty.
better.
Well, but to be fair though, I think the first effect is so card negative. I think your opponent can pretty safely pick the first effect in like 80% of the situations.
See, the big
Like-
okay. To be fair though,
Yeah.
the big issue at this point is if it is random, then this leader becomes definitely a lot more toxic. More so than I thought. Right? I thought this was like a you just choose, which I think is also
It is random.
kind
I
of
can say without a
okay.
shadow of a doubt, it is random.
I think without that though, right? It's like if you're playing a game plan where you are going like, you know what, I'm okay with going less than hand size if it means my opponent like can go less than hand size too, because it gives you like the opportunity for more triggers to like kind of give you extra value in the game too, right? Which is definitely again having free value off triggers is an issue. It's been an issue. I think this would exemplify it even more so. That sucks. If it's random, that sucks. That's gonna be awful. But we can test it out though. We can see on Sim if that's
I mean,
the way it's going.
it's
or...
just like it just sucks from like a gameplay's perspective because like if the
Oh yeah.
if your opponent just selects the trash one card from their hand and it never hits anything good, you're putting yourself at more of a detriment than your opponent is. But like
Are
if
you?
it hits something good, it's just
You also
yeah,
have to
I'd
It's
say
just
so.
neutral. It's just neutral. That's the thing,
Well,
right? It's like if
neutral
it's
for both, but like your opponent still gets to like further their game plan. I don't know. It's just weird.
also
I
I want
think
to
this
know.
is gonna suck. Like this, obviously, this deck is gonna suck against any deck that has any remotely decent draw in it.
Oh yeah, blue is awful. It's just bad against blue.
any ability to draw because like even if you hit a good card, one card from the blue player's 11 card hand isn't gonna cause them to lose, but one card from your 5 card hand might cause you to lose.
Wait, you're
one
telling me a yellow.
causing a loss too. Like Anel doesn't draw; he just stays equal the whole game. So it's like actually.
This would be pretty strong against L.
Now I do want to know
this
though.
whole set just destroys Anel.
Does this
But Anel
have the
can
same
play
effect?
grindy and just give you a bunch of life though. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's true.
They can use it to board clear your board.
Yeah, just make you rip a bunch of cards out of hand and then just kill your board. That's so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, this is just, it's Browbeat, dude. It's Browbeat.
Yeah, this is Browbeat. Oh, Browbeat.
Can I put a picture of Browbeat?
If you have 0 cards in hand, does the trash one just not do anything?
For the Linlin,
That's a great point. I think no, right? I think
you choose it?
sorry,
Yeah.
if you trash one
Choose
card
that.
when attacking to go down to 0, you can still gain a life. But your opponent will just not choose that then.
Well,
Yeah,
sorry,
they
the
will.
idea. Oh,
Or
sorry,
they
sorry,
will,
sorry.
who cares?
The idea, I think, would be more so though. It's like if Linlin. Sorry, I'm saying your opponent, right? Can they just choose to trash
Opponent.
one? If they can, Linlin just doesn't activate the effect at all. That's like the idea, right? But being at
Oh
0
yeah,
is
sorry.
bad, right?
If the opponent has 0 cards in their hand, they can select the second half. Yeah.
Okay. By the
Yeah,
way,
and then they just don't do it.
all right, I guess we can start then. I think, right? We got Browbeat in here, and we're good to go. So, welcome
I
to the
love
second
Browbeat.
episode of the Efficient Raids podcast. The goats, the goats. Bring back the Marco. Bring him in. Oh man, forecast Marco, the goat.
Oh,
Blocker?
Oh, by the way, I do want to make a quick redaction from the last episode that I think was a very important bit that does not reflect my personal beliefs that I was very wrong about. My favorite card in the game is Mini Mary 2. That is the goat. That is the
yeah,
goat.
I was gonna say I'm shocked you didn't say that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I was
my
thinking
issue.
about it.
I just wasn't thinking about it at all. I'm like, I do like Sanji. Sanji's a cool raid. I think it's really cool for what it does.
Yeah.
But
It's efficient.
Mini Mary 2 has my heart. It is my goat. It is my absolute goat. Put up on the screen. Keep them up there. The rest of the podcast, just keep them in the side.
Yeah,
keep them in the
you know
corner.
what?
All right.
Make it
Put it
small.
next
Yeah,
to
make it
Browbeat.
small in the
We can
corner.
keep them there.
like,
The
corner
Daz Bone
side.
special.
Put it next to
See,
Browbeat.
It's the reason why I set my settings to like look for P1000 characters, like 1000 power characters, and that was like the funnest bit of trying to figure out what is playable, and very little was playable.
it's
Should
not
Most of it was bad.
Should I explain Browbeat to One Piece players that might not?
I
know
think
this?
so,
Please
actually.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, please do.
So, to begin with, this card is very old. Like very old.
What is Magic 25? Like the 25th anniversary?
No, it's from Judgment.
Oh, good
Will.
lord.
From Judgment. That's what 2002. So back in
Yeah.
the day, the cards were not very good. And when this was revealed and this was released, people went, "Damn, both halves of this effect are incredibly efficient." Red aggro was in the meta. It wasn't like super belligerent top tier like it is now, but like it was in there. And it's like, oh my god, both halves of this card are so insane. How are you supposed to beat the value that this card is going to generate? And then people actually play tested it. And the issue was that the opponent being targeted by Browbeat always made the correct decision. And so it felt like it didn't do anything. Because if you had a billion cards in hand and the aggro was going well, they would give you 3 more cards. Cards in Magic don't matter the same that cards in One Piece do. They just represent potential threats rather than actual resources. And if they were scared of dying, if they're scared of dying, they'd give you 3 cards. And if they were successfully had starved you out, they would take 5 damage. And so the card never accomplished. It basically did the thing you didn't want it to do every time. And it ended up being not even playable, even though both halves of the effect look very good.
Now that
That's
does
the story.
actually spin me off into this does give me an idea that I did want to ask about a little bit more because of the the way that the talk about Magic a little bit more. But I want to ask you the question on why do you guys think that One Piece is as good of a game as it is? Why do you enjoy the One Piece card game? What about it does it like tickle the fancy, whatever you want to call it? But what makes you like the One Piece card game? That was like questioning me before, and I was trying to figure out what to me differentiates it so much more than Magic, than Yu-Gi-Oh, than Pokemon. I don't play Pokemon, but just in general between like the new card games, like or the old the Juggernauts.
I mean, I can start it off. Yeah. So I've played Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, and One Piece, and I can say that for One Piece, I think the graveyard recursion stuff is the most fun in this game, in my opinion. Like in Magic, it feels for me very hard to actually get going. I have to pick a good commander, because that's the format that we usually play. But then for One Piece, I find Black Moor, and I'm like, wow, this is incredibly consistent. I can do it whenever I want. All I have to do is just mill cards, which is also just very easy. So it's kind of just the consistency of effects, such little deck building effort, and also when we started, it was a very cheap card game. Brook was
Nowhere
$40.
near, nowhere near what it used to be now. Yeah, I know, like the old staples that
Yeah.
are like what $10 now, like 5 maybe. It's like
Oh, way less. Brook is 40 cents. Brook is cents on the dollar.
Cavendish.
Hold
Trying
on.
to find a 5 cost Cavendish. Try to do
Yeah.
that now, man.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. I paid 15 for a Cavendish at one point. I feel like an idiot.
Remember the price of this fella that I just posted the 4
Oh,
classification?
good lord.
No, wait, sorry. What was this worth? I don't even know. This was like in
Oh,
PRB though.
it was
wasn't
like it was in PRB eventually, but pre-PRB this was around like $80.
This is $80. There's no way. I don't believe you.
Yeah, I mean, okay, like read the card. This is
No,
back in 02 format.
Yeah, imagine
oh
this
no,
in
in O2 it's good. Like you have to play this, but
Well, okay, it wasn't good enough to beat Red Newgate, but when Red Newgate was not the thing anymore, this card was super dominant. And it was honestly good enough to make the Black Lucci in 03 playable. Even
Yeah,
if
and also like this just beat Lucci, right? Lucci couldn't really kill this thing.
I mean, nothing could kill this thing. There was no such thing as like deck bottom or trash or this was just a consistent 4 for 6 blocker.
you want to say I think this is what we call one of the first instances of an efficient rate in One Piece. I think this is one of the first.
Wow.
It's the
Wow.
inaugural efficient rate guy. This is the guy. It's Porcelain.
But to get back to the question, the reason why I like it, I like the amount of decision making. I find that in Magic, you end up having a lot of cards and you get to play cool lines and synergize with cool effects. But what I like about this game is like it's a lot to do with the counter system. I like it a lot. I also like the life cards to hand. I find makes the decision making very interesting.
Take notes, Pokemon players. Legitimately, a stupid decision in that game was
reversed, right?
It's reversed. Yeah. If you if you get like a
It's
score, you gain a card. Don't understand it. Doesn't make sense to me.
It just rewards aggro inherently.
Yeah. But again, I can't say much about Pokemon because oh my god, that's a game I just have not played. I don't want to play. It's too much. It's too much.
No, I'm not in for it, but like it seems like for Pokemon, just stall. If you want to be a stall player, you're just fighting an uphill battle against the rules of the game.
Well, to be fair, you could argue that the opposite for aggro in One Piece. I think that they print aggro strategies really strong, and then you do actually end up having to fight against the game mechanics. But when aggro is good in like matchups, in terms of card interactions, like you can totally push through. Like when Betty was cooking, like Betty did not struggle to push through.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
the problem with Betty was just it lost to everything else, and
Oh
its
yeah.
main dominance was just that it beat the most dominant deck in One Piece history, right?
Yeah, it really beat
Well,
Black
maybe not the
Moria.
most. Obviously, Newgate is more dominant as like a deck, but like Blurple, I
Black
think is just
Maria.
a. No one played Black Moria. It's not a real
Yes,
deck.
people played it. Okay, it's
I
I don't even
serious.
know. I
I'm
don't
just
even
gonna
know
hate
why
you,
you guys are
Will.
talking about Black Moria. Like it's not even. It
Because
doesn't have any efficient rates.
what? It does. It literally does. It has 4 cost Ryuma, dude. He's a 4 for 6 with Dawn times 1 double attack. The most efficient rate.
Now, tell me, was that an OP06, buddy? I don't think so.
Well, I mean, does that matter? Like, it
Yes,
has
it does. Yeah.
it had Lola. What do you know about Lola, buddy?
Still
OP
worse.
okay?
Still worse than Holly.
True.
GG's.
Dude, if Black Moria could play Holly, this would be a different story.
True. I do want to say I think the counter in hand argument is, or not argument, but like just the counter in hand thing is really interesting. I think having access to every single card in the game doing something is super unique to just this game. Like I look at Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Yu-Gi-Oh is a card game where you are playing most of your cards, but sometimes you are just kind of stuck with bricks or things that just don't really it plays very differently. But I think this is like one card game where having the ability to have a dawn system or like have a mana based system, right? Having
Is worse.
everything still be useful the entire time, I think is so unique to this game that I have not seen it in any of the big three, right? There's not like
Yeah.
counting out any other card games. I don't know them well enough to actually say. Digimon, I don't know. Digimon players, what do you want to say?
Yeah,
But
did you hear a show?
I do want to say though, it's the one thing I think I came back to every time was how I don't like playing mana based games. I come from Yu-Gi-Oh. That's a game where it's completely different. You don't have like the same access of things to do when it comes to having resources. It's different. It's different. But Dawns are I think the greatest version of a based system that you could have in a game. Having it increase power or the ways that you can use your Dawn to increase power to give extra effects just to move around wherever you want it to, I think can make this game so much more interesting. Where other games, you play a land for turn in Magic, especially in Standard, right? You just play a land. Lands feel awful.
Uh-huh.
But like in this
Yeah.
game, it's free. You don't have to worry about that. The curve is always there. It's always consistent, but you always have value out of it. You have to always maximize what you are doing with your Dawns to play as efficiently as possible. Where like even Hearthstone, right? Hearthstone's a game where they have like it's a gradually increasing system. You don't have it in your deck. It's not how that works. But there are times where maybe you just don't use all your crystals up. You don't use all your resources and it feels bad. But in this game,
Mhm.
there's always a reason to use every single Dawn, every single card that you have to win the game. And I think it's super interesting, and you just don't see it in any other game.
Sure. You know what that reminds me of as well? Like, it's also another part you don't have to spend money on. Like, for Magic, lands are expensive. To,
My
to
God.
get a
Yeah.
good land
City of
base,
Prez.
see, right? Even the simple ones where it's like the
Gonna give
reveal
ass.
lands, like you reveal a whatever in your hand, it enters untapped. Like those are like $10, give or take.
Yeah, and like triomes.
Yeah, it starts to add up. It really does. So
You know how much a
just
triome is right
right,
now?
God, like 15
Uh, more.
more. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's like 16 through 20 US.
Good Lord. For the better color pieces, color pies.
I actually don't know what's determining it. I guess it's decks that have currently like valuable meta deck lists that play specific triomes. Like I think the Forest Island Mountain is a thing. It's a little
Yeah.
bit more expensive
Really?
and the this one, the Swamp Forest Island one, is like almost 30.
The
You need 4 of them, of course, to play standard. If you're
Mhm.
playing a deck
Cool.
that cares, like having a mana base not be consistent just ends up in you auto scooping half of your matches. And I know sometimes this happens in One Piece where like you don't draw any 2K counters, your opponent swings 6 the whole game. You basically auto scoop that match. It happens way more in Magic, specifically in Commander, where
Yes.
less percentage of your deck is lands, generally speaking, and specifically less percentage of your deck is card advantage.
That's true. You can get stuck on like top decking like permanently for the rest of the game really easily in Magic if you're not careful.
Yeah, every red deck in One Piece though.
Yeah, but if that happens to you in One Piece, it's not like you're struggling, you just lose. Like there's no time to contemplate the mistakes you've made. You're already dead.
Every single red deck.
I'm trying to think how often have we had like $100 stake like that you need to have in decks? 'Cause I'm
Has
looking
not
at like
happened in a very long time.
in One Piece because I'm looking at like Shieldred, that's one where like I was looking at like standard, and it's like you have to play 4 of this. This is a
You
4
do.
of. It's like that was used to be $100 card in Magic standard format, and
Bon Clay, maybe?
that was like
It
50 though,
went
wasn't it?
Blurple, Bon Clay and Blurple format.
Wasn't it
I
always
don't
like
think
50
we.
though? Was I wrong with that?
Well,
Or
I think it was like a situation where it was like 50 or 60, but you could never find it even at that price.
Yeah, it's like
too
Brook
fair,
was
though.
also right. I don't think Brook ever really went above or below the 50-60 range. Unless
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
EBO 1 stuff had some weird stuff going on, but I think just in general though, it's a matter of like this could also be a problem that we have just from where we are, where other people might not have the same problems. But again, for us, finding One Piece cards is very hard where we live at. It's not an easy way of just going down to like a local store or looking online and ordering stuff. Because again, we go on Player, go on like any other of these like local stores or like even shipping, right? You're paying like $20 shippings on this shit too, and you're buying what like
Mhm.
$10 worth of cards, and then sometimes it's
Yeah.
like again, if you're buying like a $50 bomb clay, it's like you're not gonna find it. It's like a one person is selling it for like just below market, and everyone else is trying to scalp you for all you're worth. All right. I'm gonna ask you guys, are you guys ready for a little bit of a broke or broken maybe? Get some of that out
Yeah.
there. What do you guys want? What color do you guys want? Black, green, purple, or yellow?
I like black. I'd like some black.
Well,
Show me a
yeah,
Tarlin, please.
just for you. Well, it's not a Tarland. You know what? It could have been a Tarland. Fuck, I should have done a Tarland. There we go. Okay, we're gonna start off with
Yeah.
a with a 4-cost Q Macy. It's a 0k power with 1k counter. Type
4 cost?
Thriller Bark
Very
Pirates.
imitation, right?
With this card can only be played from trash. Activate main, you may trash this character and trash the top 3 cards of your deck, and then play up to 1 4-cost or lower Thriller Bark Pirate from your trash besides Kumesi. That character gains plus 1k power.
Permanently?
Does it say end of the turn?
It does not.
Then
Can you read?
That effect doesn't exist yet. Okay.
what?
Give me a-
Infinite? Like infinitely? Yeah, sure, man. Come on,
Does
Bandai.
it not? I don't think it does. Right? Like a permanent buff to a character's power.
Yeah.
Not on like a separate card that isn't currently
Yeah.
on the field.
Yeah, like regard like
Not like this,
that
yeah,
would
but
imply.
there
But
are
this is, like,
cards.
if
The
it-
way it's worded would mean that it's for it's
Yeah,
while it's on the
there's cards
field.
that like give like minus 1k and then go to trash.
but not permanent. Like this is for like unlimited turns.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
What
Will,
do-
I
what-
think out of all
You're
people
the Thriller
here,
Bark guy.
you're the
Yeah,
Gecko
well,
Moria guy. How you feel
so-
about this one?
So here's how I feel. Obviously this is a great like the problem with Moria is like it oftentimes just feels like you're playing characters from your hand because you trash to leader effect and then just revive it immediately. But this feels like actually a good pitch because you don't want to revive this right away. Or you do, honestly. It seems kind of strong.
We're just lying to ourselves. Okay.
You know what? I will say this does seem pretty good with the Ryuma. Like you can res it and make it a 7k and then it like an 8 for double attack seems quite strong. This is definitely upgrade. This could be yeah, I like this. I don't think it's broken, but I would definitely not call it broke.
Yeah, I like it too. I think the only I think it's strictly a benefit other than like it's a little bit scary on your if you don't play like a 1-cost trash guy on turn 1. It's a little bit scary when you go to activate leader effect immediately on 3. If you want to just play this card and then play something off of it in order to get the benefit of the buff,
I mean,
you
gotta
don't have
also-
any guarantee that you're going to get.
You're
something
getting 6
good.
cards though. You're getting 6 cards.
You are getting 6 cards, but you're not guaranteed to get like the card that you want, especially if it's like sitting in your hand. I think oftentimes you're going to make the choice to play it consistently and trash the card that you want. Like
Mhm.
like if the Ryuma is sitting in your hand, that means also that like when you go to randomize mill, you have a
Yeah.
less of a chance of hitting that Ryuma.
And the Ryuma is also a brick, so you can't just counter with it. I think this Kumesi is probably you're just supposed to counter with it and then like bring it out whenever you have other stuff in bin. But I mean I wish this card existed. It would make Moria cool, make him fun.
All right.
He
Aaron,
is cool
broken.
and fun, but
Broken.
This to me, this is like an or because I think this is like strictly better, but I would not say broken. Like
Okay.
I
Mm,
would
yeah,
not
I
say
think-
that.
I
So
think
I
because
guess
of-
broken technically by the
You know
Oh,
rules.
no,
what?
no, no. I mean,
I'm
it'd be like it's in a good spot too. You can just say like it's
okay.
it's decent. I don't know. It's fine.
if we compare this to episode 1, link in descriptions, like version of Broke or Broken,
In
a
the
lot of those
title card
cards
now. Sorry.
a lot of those cards were not like deck restricted, and neither is this. So I'm gonna say because, like we're comparing this to cards that are not deck restricted, I'm gonna just say it's broke because it's really only good in Thriller Barks.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's actually a very woke take.
Now, I do want to give a little bit of a shout out to the 4-cost Perona, if that would ever be a 4/7 blocker. I don't know whether that would change this card's viability.
It's good.
I think that one is,
good.
it seems pretty decent. I think that's the one thing I didn't take into account really as much was how good that one would be. I knew the Ryoma like a 4/7 would be pretty good. Obviously, the rates there are really
Remind me,
great,
is this a
but
black or yellow card? I
black.
didn't really.
No, it would
this is
it'd be
black?
black, yeah. Oh, sorry, yeah, this is an
Oh right. Sorry, I forgot. I told you at the beginning. Give me a black card.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what this does? The problem is like, because Moria, like BY Moria, does not really have a way to play this from trash other than what like the 8 cost, which like you're just healing with that.
No,
And
this
then
is
the
not
6,
scripted.
like you do this off the 6 cost maybe, because the 6 cost brings something in rested, so that way you can bring this thing, and then get an active with it.
Yeah, I mean, but you can do that in Black Moria. I don't know if you can say that. Like, you can still do that in Black
I
Moria.
I know. It makes. Yeah, I mean, this honestly, this in Black Moria just seems like significantly stronger because you can go like on 8 Dawn, you can go like 6 cost, regrab this thing, regrab something else, and then leader effect with your last 2 because the 6 cost puts a Dawn on lead.
Yep, and they're active.
I will.
Everything
You know what? You know what? This does make Black Moria. You know what? This is broken. I changed my mind.
active. It's busted.
Okay.
It's absolutely juiced.
All right. Speaking of juiced, actually, this is more of like a callback for the next card at least. Relating to one of the topics we talked about before, which is 10 costs that actually aren't 10 costs. So I'm gonna give you guys a new card. This is a purple card, by the way.
Uh-oh.
Has -9 cost in hand if your opponent is still alive.
It says if your leader is an L, it's actually a 6 cost law.
So
my
this
God.
is a Nico Robin 10 cost with 11k power, no counter, type Straw Hat Crew. This has the effect of if the effect of a card discards this card, draw 1 card.
That's cool.
If you
like
have
that. I like that. That's cool already.
if you have 10 Dawn cards on the field, this leader. Oh my god, I cannot. Okay.
Oh,
If you have
type.
spelling error. Yeah. Anyways, if you have 10 Dawn cards on the field, this character gains -1 cost while it's in the hand. And on play, if your leader has a Straw Hat type, you may return 1 card from your field to the hand, and you may play a character with a cost of 1 or less from your hand, and your leader gains unblockable and +2k power until the end of your opponent's next turn.
I have one concern.
Sorry, one more thing.
One more.
Trigger, play a 1 cost or less character from your hand, and add this card back to your hand.
Ooh,
That's funny.
that's sick.
I think that. Okay, I know what the triggers are. I just have one thing, just another minor grammar mistake. I don't think you should be allowed to return a Dawn from your field to your hand. I think that seems a little wacky.
Wait.
You said a card.
Wait, where's Dawn? Wait, what?
Dawn in the hand. Dawn in the hand.
Wait, sorry, where was this? Wait, where's
This
this?
is on play if your leader is
on
Straw
play.
Hat type.
You may return 1 card.
card.
Oh, never mind.
Because like stuff that like activates a card can be targeted on a Dawn. Like
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
using a card can still be targeted on a Dawn. So.
But we get the idea, though. We get the idea.
I'm just messing with you. I think this is broken. Unbroken.
Do you think this is broken?
I think so. I like the first. It has nothing to do with the discard draw. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, we did have a little bit of a segment about 10 costs that are not really 10 costs, and in particular, we know that PY Robin is playing the absolutely monstrous Gum Gum Giant. That's still a very good card, and so this lets you play a strong top end card and have Gum Gum Giant, which is not something it always gets to do.
Mm-hmm.
Bouncing a card from your field to your hand. I guess you could also return your leader from your field.
Ooh, wait, what if you did this though?
Shut the fuck up! Oh my god, this guy, man, this guy. Holy.
Okay, stop bullying Matt. Okay, he's a good soul.
Return a life to hand. I don't know. Bounce whatever you want, man. Bounce your deck to your hand.
What if on the Tendon, right, you played like Searcher, like a 1 cost top 5 Searcher, and then you bounce the Searcher, and then you replay the Searcher.
And then,
right?
yeah, I mean, that's like the bare minimum. I think the intention is that you're supposed to be allowed to play. I mean, Matt, you can tell me if I'm right about this.
No,
is that you're allowed to play Olvia throughout the game?
That is the hope.
So, like, if you played Olvia on a turn prior, you can bounce Olvia back to your hand, or you can play Olvia the turn of this card, but it's obviously weaker because you want to play.
Is it?
Gum Gum
You're a
Giant.
10k leader. You're of a 10k.
No, I know,
leader.
but you want to play Gum Gum Giant, right? The point of the -1 Dawn is to have Gum Gum Giant. I mean, obviously, it is like there's going to be situations where banish unblockable 10k leader is worth it over.
Wait, Aaron,
like,
wait, Aaron,
three
you
or
can still
whatever.
play Gum Gum Giant though, because it bounces and then replays a 1 cost.
I will say I have never been a fan of triggers on top end cards, and I think this one is maybe too good. I need to double check the wording on Olvia before I.
Oh yeah, it's both turns. It's both
Full,
turns.
it is both turns,
Yeah, that's
correct?
the
Yeah.
that's the point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's too good, especially because you don't
Yeah.
even have to spend the top end card, so you're not making a resource deficit really.
That's true. It's just
Um,
lol 8K leader jump scare.
yeah, and then you get the card back, and then if the
Yeah.
opponent doesn't kill the Olvia, you also get the Olvia back. When
Honestly,
you
I
play the
agree. This
card.
is.
I
I didn't
think this
realize
is
about
too good.
Olvia. This is too good.
I think
this is
honestly, if
broken.
you just get rid of the trigger, I think it's fine. Not even get rid of the trigger. I think if you just made it so the trigger didn't add the card back to your hand or something. I know it's
What
a
if
little
it
bit
was-
harsh. I think you could just rework it entirely at that point.
Would
but-
you draw? Would it be okay with like draw 1 card, play a 1 cost, or would it just like be play a? The thing is, I always
that's
wanted
fine.
to
I
have
think
the
that's
play the
fine.
1 cost and make more of a difference in this because, oh my god, is it so rough? Every like single support that had play Olvia from hand was just so unviable. Like the 6 cost Robin's whole identity was, oh, play Olvia from hand. It's actually not bad. And then it was just the worst pile of dog shit because you're -2, right? And the -2 is just not worth it. And I feel like it's
I think draw one card attached to it instead of add this card back to your hand. Because I think the issue is this is once again, this is about flexibility. The issue is that you get to play a really good defensive card or even just a searcher,
Mhm.
and then you get to take the top end card back to your hand.
True.
I think is too good. I think when you activate a trigger on top end, I know trigger on top end has been relatively good so far since they've started printing it in like 13. But at least the current idea is that when you do trigger your top end guy, you give away the top end card, and I think that needs to be consistent. I think
I
we
like
need to
that. Yeah.
give that away.
It's like the what's it called? The Bonnie trigger, right? It's like it's a really strong trigger. I think, but you actually have to give up the insane endgame aggro that Bonnie gives you.
Yeah.
I mean, we've
and,
always
like,
joked about it being
ACOS
really bad. but like, can I say?
Really?
Oh yeah.
I was playing the
Okay.
Egghead Luffy a little bit recently. It's won me more game, like it's won me 2 games, which is not a
Stop.
lot, but like
Shouldn't be
you
allowed.
never expect it to happen twice, right? That's the idea.
Yellow simply shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah,
I did want to get your guys' opinion on this card I designed. It took me a lot of time. So please be nice.
Yeah, sure.
Oh my god! I remember this conversation like a month and a half ago
Yeah.
or more.
Go.
Oh, I also just quick side note about the Nico Robin. I think you could play 8-cost Teach here and put this into your life with the current trigger. I think it'd be too good with
Sure.
8-cost Teach.
Now, I do want to also give a little shout out to one decision making thing. This could have been like a 10-10 probably. Side different thing. This is broken because like I'm a Nico Robin fan. That's what I am. But there was a reason why it was a 10 cost and not a 9 cost when this was designed as more of a 9 cost card. If you want to take any stabs why this this might have been a 10 cost instead.
I don't know.
That's a great point. Like
I don't know what
would this be played in, by the way? What would this be played in, do you think?
Go Robin.
What are some
versus
purple
Yellow.
Straw Hat leaders that you would have? This has mostly been playing purple Straw Hat, right?
Oh my god! Oh, it's freaking up Sanji.
Yeah.
Or not up Sanji, up Luffy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Just
Oh,
full
this is
nine-cost Sanji.
this is a lot in that deck.
No, I think honestly this is like a card that like if I would change it to anything else, maybe make it a 10 cost, but have it restand a Dawn, probably a bit more of a viable understanding instead of making it a -1 in hand. But anyways, that was the reason why.
I think just regarding the color pie, it would make more sense if it was just this instead of being.
I mean, the worst.
restate.
I think Mihawk still gets to freeze this, right? So it's like there is some play against it. There's
Yeah.
a way to.
Can we talk about the Yamato?
Yeah, we can. I do want to get on it. I'm still on the opinion that this would be really bad and there's not really a point, but you guys
No,
go on.
I agree at this
Now
point.
I agree.
At this point. But like honestly, would you play it though?
Like a
Like,
1
just
of a
to
2 of
add
maybe.
it?
I don't. It's so hard to know when this would be useful. Like, I think the idea of the A-cost Yamatos have been like, you want it to be like the one A-cost is to make sure you never lose cards in hand, and the one with the unblockable is it's a late game push that like allows you to actually get through weird game states while also having a defensive like you can't just kill it or you get an insane turn unless you can kill both. And Everton does nothing else is obviously what's the reason you're playing it? Because it's a decent body. Like a 10k body is better than having it be an 8 for 8. But
Yeah, I mean, but honestly, a large part of why I liked a 10k body was the fact that it would be harder to clear.
yeah, that too.
So, I mean, you don't really have to. It's a little bit too much overlap with the unblockable, which already has that property. But I mean, I still think there's some matchups where like just being a 10k is enough, and then also having 10k stat line is good.
Yeah, I think you'd play 2 of this, honestly. I think this is like still a playable card if you have it.
It activates some of your effects.
Yeah, it's like honestly, give it a 2k counter, and I think it's a 4 of in every list.
If you're hitting the crazy like Mononosuke Hakuba nonsensical combos, this is obviously a better pick than the other ones. If you're going for the final push, this
So
card is just bigger than the current cards you have access to.
yeah, I think the worst clickbait I've ever seen in my life is everyone saying it's every time, by the way. This Yamato deck list has infinite or 8,000 1 million swings. You can go
Yeah.
5-5-5-5 in the perfect world.
The
It makes
worst
me
part is
upset.
Hakuba
saw
is up
that,
like 500%, by the way, on TCG Player. I think
Really?
when some of their support was starting to be revealed, I think there was a point where Hakuba was like the most bought card on TCG Player.
To like $1, yeah.
Like,
Up 500%
because
from
people-
1 cent to what, 50?
and then it never saw play. Actually, I mean, honestly, the deck list is pretty trim these days, but like I think that you could justify playing it as a one of just as jump scare some matchups.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes it's good. Like in matchups where you can set it up for sure and you're not going to be messed with, there is actually real value. It's not good, but it's real.
No.
Oh.
I don't know. It just is. Yamato's bad. That's where we can end it. This is coming from
Matt,
a Yamato Coper,
I
but
saw a thing about Yamato, and it was like, here's how to swing 6-6, 6-6, 8-8, 10-10, and it was like your board just has to look like this, and it was like 3 Hakubas, a Yamato.
You still lose to one Nami leader effect.
Yeah. Worse, you lose to a 2-cost 6k Luffy.
My goat.
that is also
Red
true.
is still on top.
Yeah, or you.
You know what?
a
It's
more
looking
than-
better. Looking better.
Red Ace. Is it
Red
time
Ace
to
is better.
talk about some OP17 cards?
I would be very happy with that. Yeah, we could talk OP17.
Can I talk about Red Ace? Quickly?
Go for it, man. Go for it. I mean, you're the guy for that. You know, biggest
You mean
defender.
Red
This red Newgate is so gross, and I think it's good in the new red Newgate leader. It's
Which
like
one?
Still a good card.
The 10 cost.
The 10 cost. It's
Okay,
the 10
yeah,
cost on
making sure.
OP17.
Okay.
I think it's much better in Red Ace, and I think maybe it's too much. Maybe it's too much. I mean, when you can activate it, the first thing is that it really helps you a lot in the one of the meta matchups that you're really struggling consistently against, which is an L. Ace already did well into an L when he was relying on removal synergies and the 4-cost blockers and those kind of cards. But he really struggled when Anel took first and was able to develop 6-cost Anels very easily before there was any aggro really being put into play. And then sort of that 6-cost just kind of dominates the board. However, this just says basically if your opponent is Anel and they want to develop the board, how about they lose the game? Because a 12k rush that makes you, it literally can go, you take first, they play an L on 6, you play Newgate on 7 because of the -4 cost. And you still have a Dawn left up for searching and stuff. And it's a 12k rush. It makes your leader, you can go immediately, you can go 9-12. I don't know if you, probably on 5 you have a Luffy or an Ace. If you have a Luffy, you probably don't turn it sideways in that matchup. If it's an Ace, you probably do. But you can immediately go, especially with a Moby Dick, you can go immediately 7 with Ace, 9 with lead, 12 with Newgate on your 7 Dawn, and you have this really silly 12 cost or 12k power guy that's just going to sit there the whole game and clear everything for you and deal guaranteed damage every turn. And God forbid you have multiple of them, because 8k lead is quite good into an L. Taller lead is very strong because it makes them have to go, do I develop a card or do I attack? with cards outside of the 6 cost to now.
Mm-hmm.
So I
And
think
so
this is What's up? What's up? Continue.
and just small quick meta reminder, you're still beating green blue just straight up, and this card is good into green blue as well, just for
Luffy.
being an 8K. Green blue Luffy, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, you never
Um,
know. It could be in Rosinante.
And this card is fine into UI Nami too, and that's a matchup that I think in terms of meta matchups you're kind of okayish in. It's a little bit coin flippy, but like it's not really the roll of the die. It's more of just how the cards end up playing out. But that is that's a winnable matchup. Green blue Luffy is a winning matchup, and now I would even venture to say that Enel is a winning matchup. The deck has so much searching strength that if you re-include 5-cost ace or you play 5-cost ace on 5 and your Garps and your Moby Dicks, you're almost always going to have this ready. And a lot of the time your Enel player won't even know if you have it ready with Moby Dick search being not shown. And so it looks very, very strong. Obviously, this is good until just like any fringe deck. Pretty much being an 8K lead is almost always good. And it has rush. It's just silly. I think just the rush is crazy.
8K. I mean, I've never seen this. Is like the blatant power creep on this specifically is
Yeah.
oh my god, because it's only for Ace and Newgate basically, right? It's you don't have the same kind of effect on any other red leader, right? Obviously, I mean, being monocolored. What's a monocolored deck that would play this? It's also wait, sorry, is it wiper locked? Is it wiper locked? Am I wrong?
No, it's not. It's only monocolored lock.
It's just monocolored. Okay,
Red-
so the thing is, no
sorry.
other red leader I think is really playing this as much as the Newgate will, or like the obviously the Ace too. But
Yeah.
oh my god, I get like a +3, man. A +3 is beyond insane.
That's right. I think it's much better in Ace than it is in Newgate. Like, I mean, I think there's like very little universes where you don't end up playing this in Red Newgate, but you can accomplish similar things with just like Red Zoro and stuff. This is obviously better than Red Zoro when you could play it for 6, but it's just the stat line is so insane. I really like it with Little Ors Jr. in both of the decks. It really gives a lot more versatility to Little Ors Jr. because I kind of felt like that card is just sitting in your deck just to be the guy that you reveal when you reveal cards to 8K cards. You don't really ever play it.
Yep.
Now
can.
you have a real reason to play it because you can just play it on 10 Dawn turns, and you can block with it, right? Because it's no longer the card that you're giving rush when you play it.
Wow.
Obviously, 8K blocker with 8K lead doesn't provide extra value over being taller than your leader. Just being a blocker for 4 is pretty good, and it attacks for 8 on the following turn.
I was gonna say, I think this is like a very bad comparison, but for some reason, I think I viewed Red Ace as kind of like a PY Rosinante, where it just needed like one set of support to actually make this thing worth doing, right? Or like Rosinante is like you just have so much shit that you can do with the Navy stuff, with everything going on, and that only appeared once you had Rosie Law. Now that you have the 10 cost, it's like everything is opening up for this deck. You are allowed so much more versatility in every single one of your actions that you used to have before. You were so stuck. But man, being an 8K lead, being a what is it? Being a 10K double attack that's going to be way too good.
It synergizes very well, especially in matchups where you have to when you're still taking second when you can, but in matchups where you don't trigger this on 6 Dawn and you're not playing it for 6 Dawn, like just going 8-cost Newgate, going your classic game plan 8-cost Newgate into a real top end guy 10-cost Newgate, allowing you to go 10K double attack is so juiced.
Oh man, but that's like so far that is the current wiper support, right? We got like an Inarashi Nagamushi, not doing much. It's only really going to be for what is
Good
it?
in
Newgate.
Newgate.
New Newgate, yeah.
I think
It's
there's
definitely
gonna
for
be
that.
situations where giving this rush, especially into stally board states like Green Shanks, which we'll hopefully get to, will
Yep.
be good.
Pretty
Because playing
decent.
this against Green Shanks, like playing the 10-cost Newgate into Green Shanks, and then having it immediately get rested and then frozen for the rest of the game does feel pretty bad. Shocker.
Yeah, gotta see how good Green Shanks is because oh my god, those Green Shanks cards are, I guess best green top end in the game. Can we agree on that? Is that like a fair statement to say?
Yeah.
I can say that.
I mean, right
Also
now it's
best-
like, what do you have? Sorry, yeah, what's up?
I was gonna say also best green common in the game. The Bonk Punch and Monster is a shockingly good raid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
4 for 3 blocker,
Yeah.
1K counter on play, KO or rested 6.
Definitely a pre-release champ for sure.
Oh yeah.
I do want to
For
say
sure.
we had a whole discussion about this
Why is it
a little bit
so
earlier
calm?
of whether this is better than Pedro, and obviously they both have different utilities, but having the on play
It
just
being on play makes it better.
gives it some extra. Like again, you're gonna have it more often be doing something than Pedro, where Pedro will be the king of interacting. Like you're gonna get interacted with
Yeah.
so hard against every matchup that like it almost never has
It's
any actual utility.
But even when Pedro doesn't get interacted with, Pedro presents the Browbeat issue, which is your opponent knows it's coming and can make it lowest value as humanly possible.
That's true.
They can't play around the bonk punch and monster that they don't know that you want to play.
Now, whether or not this is playable, we'll have to see the rest of the support because, oh my god, we are just so early on in this that we don't have anything else really besides a couple of cards, right? We're working with
Yeah.
crumbs. We're working with crumbs.
But they're yummy crumbs.
They're pretty good. All the 10 costs were great. Kind of can maybe.
The Shanks is nuts.
Yeah.
This is like I almost think it's too much. It's crazy.
It makes me question whether or not.
I'm not sure what green deck wouldn't play this.
Yeah, I mean it's just so efficient the entire time. Like having the extra two because
I
you're
think
competing with
Yuki-
Lon Beppo, right? That's the idea. Is this better every time than Lon Beppo? And I feel like the answer is maybe
Mostly, yes.
most of the time. Because I feel like obviously in Shanks it is. I don't think you're playing Lon Beppo. I was thinking of whether or not it was ever worth it, and I don't think being a 7 is ever really enough because having leader effect is just so good that you don't have to. So I think in Green Shanks you're definitely not playing Lon Beppo, but I think it's a debate. I think you're gonna see people try between the two still. Mihawk probably is gonna be really wondering whether it's worth it or not. But oh my god, yeah, just being an 8, having the extra dawns up for leader, like for you just counter events and everything too. The rush, the
Yeah.
efficiency. Oh my god, this card's so good.
Yeah, I
Wow.
mean, would you mind if I say my piece on the Kaido reveals?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I mean, you're playing it,
So-
right? So what do you think?
I will be playing it. I'm very disappointed that both of the SRs are both 10 costs.
It's weird.
It's weird. I mean, obviously, I don't think it's been done before. Someone could correct me if I'm wrong, but
You're wrong.
highly
it
doubt
kind of sucks because it feels like they're both competing for the same curve. I mean, they're both 10 costs, but it's like are they both auto includes? We don't really know yet. Like if one of them ends up not making it into the final list, that would suck because now you're just playing a deck that has one less SR than every other deck. Because I mean, like look at the Yasop for Shanks. I mean, that's a 4 of if I've ever seen a 4 of before, you know. And the Shanks might as well be. That thing is incredible. So if I'm end up being like if it's like a 4-2 split or honestly just a 4-0 for one of them, that would suck.
Mhm.
And I've built lists that have what we have like the EBO4 stuff, and it's once you're getting to the point where it's like, all right, time to throw some 2Ks, you go, okay, yep, we got Usohachi, Black Maria, and then that's kind of it. There's no really purple. I realized today that purple has not a lot of good 2Ks, like that are like available to every deck.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Usohachi used to be
The
the big
lot-
one,
right.
right? Obviously, it's still pretty good, seen in a lot of decks, but that was
yeah.
the reason why you played or you wanted to play purple because Usohachi was the best 2K in the game for a long time, right? Then you had Sanji. Sanji was also up there too, but
Mhm. You have the
Sure.
pudding. The 4-cost pudding is pretty good.
What does that one do?
EVO3, it's a 4/4 with 2K, with blocker, and on play, if you have equal or less Dawn than your opponent's fields, you can get a Dawn and rest it. It doesn't
Oh.
exactly do what you want, but it's
I
it's a
don't
blocker. 4-cost blocker 2Ks are almost always just like they're good. You like them quite a lot because blockers are important resource to have access to when you want them.
Yeah,
right,
I've
if-
put the
You
5
have
cost.
Hitokiri. I will say Hitokiri probably pretty good. If the format transitions into next format very similar to what it is right now, Hitokiri Kamazo is great in your deck.
I haven't even looked at purple since Roger, so I don't know what I don't even know this Hitokiri you're speaking
Okay,
of.
it's 4/5, 2K counter. Your turn once per turn. When a Dawn is returned to your Dawn deck from your field,
Yeah.
KO a 2-cost.
Ooh, and how much does this guy cost? Like, what's his
4. He's pretty
Honestly,
small.
it does, but it doesn't. It also doesn't have a curve for 4 right now.
I mean, I guess that's true. When you're on 4 Dawn, you don't really need the ramp from 1-cost Queen. Yeah, I mean, obviously to activate this effect, you're losing one of those Dawns. But like, I think like you use it when necessary against like Goofy, and I think you'll find that being able to stall out their board early is maybe better than ramping quickly.
Yeah, and this is a 2K or it's
It's
a
a
1?
2K. This is a 2K.
As long as it's a 2K, then
Shockingly good 2K.
I
It's
think
also
I'm
got very cool alt arts.
very confident in saying though that I don't think that the meta leaders are going to stay the same after this set. I feel like we're looking
I
at
agree.
Goofy is probably going to have a much rougher time. Like I think it's going to be like Goofy, Anel, maybe not Nami. Nami might still be a actually, no, sorry. I think it's gonna be a format where Nami is at its worst, right? I don't think we're gonna see Nami as much for the foreseeable future. I want to say this is my hot take.
That's
I
it.
think it's not gonna see it.
I
We're not
think
gonna
the
see it.
10 cost Shanks. I think Green Shanks is gonna be popular, and 10 cost Shanks just hoses you. Like Nami's sort of like, I'm gonna play a bunch of new gates, play a really slow game, one card at a time. Gets absolutely hosed by Green Shanks' ability to rest and stop those cards from attacking for the whole early games. Cards like 5 cost Nami, Kikunojo, and 7 cost Nico Robin. And then when the Nami wants to transition to being tall, 10 cost Shanks plus leader effect will stop the new gates from being a threat.
Yeah, it's and I mean, like it feels like every deck now just has a thing that deals with an L, right? Like an L is gone. We can say that with confidence.
You know
Yeah,
what? I don't even know about that, but like I feel like you will still
Yeah.
see some people
I
like try
think
it now,
aggro
but I do
no.
think I think it looks worse. I think the new meta is shaping up to be just entirely power creep. I think obviously this is like the reset set, right? Anniversaries have always been in this camp where the game changes completely. And just
Yeah.
from the reveals, the Green Shanks obviously uh looking around, Black Luffy also looks really good as well. I mean obviously we're not seeing everything yet from these decks, but from what they already have, it just looks like the game is changing at a quicker pace than I've ever thought it was going to.
I think
And Ace is up. Ace is so up right now. Red
I think
Ace.
Red Ace is currently the most up deck. Obviously, other than maybe Green Shanks, just up and comer sort of situation, because he's very obviously going to be good
Mm-hmm.
and consistent
the-
too.
we
The
do have to
Flash
ask the
package is
question,
there
though.
for him.
The blue leader of the set. Who do we think?
Yeah, sorry, it has not been revealed yet who the blue leader is.
Mm-hmm.
And I've
It might be-
heard from
Oh.
Gunko to I mean really
Harold.
Hazruden. I've seen Harold and Hazruden.
Hazruden.
I think we've had like just I mentioned Loki. I think people at least within our group of people not really feeling Loki on this one.
Mhm.
I did also think that this could be oh my god, what was it?
Like a Shamrock?
Not Shamrock,
I've
no.
heard that. I've heard people saying that.
Not Shamrock. Who was the one I thought? Oh, I thought it'd be Rocks. I think it's gonna be Rocks Pirates. If it's not a
Right,
Rocks
I
deck, I'll be surprised.
I mean, I think
I
put
don't think it's Loki. That's my just because of his prevalence as the secret rare in another deck. I highly doubt it's going to be Loki. I'm not even sure how they would build that. Like, is he like a Giants deck? I don't.
It'd
even
be an
know.
Elbaf Giants, but plus probably Straw Hat stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, but see, that's what's happening in the other deck, though.
That's true. I mean, so what Matt pointed out to me on just like a phone call we had was the last anniversary set had like a delayed reveal of Emu,
That's right.
which means that like it's not a crazy thought like line to assume that this could be a delayed reveal of Rocks.
Yeah, we are getting a delayed reveal for sure. I don't know. I think it's sometime early mid-August, like the 11th or something.
Yeah. Oh, Matt, you might want to put I guess a manga spoiler warning on this part.
Maybe.
Nah.
'Cause,
If you're playing the One Piece card game, you're getting spoiled for everything anyway, so maybe not.
honestly, that's fair. If you're playing the One Piece card game spoiler free, you're a soldier.
Yeah, sorry. The thing is though, I think there's enough people who are playing this game that like might be only like halfway through, and they're like, oh yeah, I know Doflamingo exists. I know Law exists. I've heard of who else is not interested? Queen.
Ruden.
They exist. I don't know. They're there. You know, they've existed. I don't.
They've
I
heard
don't
of Tonjit.
So no, I'm putting Tonjit on the screen right now. The people put them on Mini Mirror too. Actually, put them on Mini Mirror too because Mini Mirror's already.
Maybe Matt like fuse them into one card. Tonjit 2.
And Browbeat.
And okay, so now there's 3 cards that are permanently on screen: Tonjit, Browbeat, and Mini Mary 2.
I think Vanilla Tonjit will be a really strong meta threat. I don't know if you also saw there's some discourse in the official Discord about I'm gonna forward this about this card in the new blue
Just about Tonjit. That's
OP17.
What is this? Elephant True Bluefin?
Yeah, sorry. Why have I seen this? Why? Sorry, why did you guys post this? I'm very confused. I don't.
Because it's a meta threat, man, in OP17 Hazruden.
Why?
I don't know, man.
You just take a random.
Quit interrogating me, buddy.
I've never seen this in my entire life. And
Yes, you have. You
didn't
played
pick
blue
up-
green Sanji. You've played this. This is a card.
Yeah,
set.
you
No,
didn't
no,
pick
no.
up
I
Sanji's
did
starter
not
deck,
play this.
buddy.
I
Yes,
did
you
not
did.
play.
This
I
was in
built
your
blue-
decks. This was in your deck, man.
This card is goofy as hell.
Right, you weren't playing. Would you play it in Goofy?
What would you play this in Goofy? No.
Yeah. Would you play this in blue green Luffy?
Because you can't. It needs only input downs
No.
on board.
Well, no, you can play it.
Oh, true. You can't just play it.
Yeah, it's an
I mean,
efficient
it's
raid.
not a bad 1K counter.
That's also true. Yeah, very efficient.
Yeah. It does the thing. It does counter for 1K.
Is there any other 17 leaders we want to talk about? Maybe. Because I think we went through.
You talk about Linlin because of the Browbeat stuff.
We did, yeah. Maybe Newgate, Shanks. I guess a little bit of Luffy, maybe. Luffy has some weird stuff. I think that's like just the main thing we can say. Loki looks good. Loki looks great. And
Strongest cards they-
Low key, pretty good, man.
And I've been loving. I really like the Usopp they made. I think the 2-cost Usopp is
Yeah.
really sick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
it
very
reminds
cool.
me much of like the 2-cost Chopper in the way where it's like a utility searcher that gets stronger later into the game.
True,
I
but it
still
also
think-
is Yellow Yamato, the 1-cost Yamato from the green yellow Yamato starter deck. If that makes sense. I love the efficiency that these kinds of cards get. I love searchers that can also do things that also have extra utility, like the Kujaku 2, 1-cost Izo. Some of the coolest cards. I just love that they exist in the way they do.
Like blue Arlong in the blue Jinbei deck.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah, no, that's also true. Yeah,
The
efficient
goat.
rate.
I love that card.
Efficient
Yeah.
rate, just like it's a brick,
He's
but like
got
obviously.
he's got the elephant true bluefin, right?
Can we just call it the true blue rate, please?
Yeah, the Usopp is very, very good. I think this deck looks pretty solid.
Sorry, just
Definitely
those
gonna have
two.
to
It's
boost
and
value
the
there.
and the
The
A cost and the A cost, yeah, which plays it
Yeah,
from
I mean,
trash.
yeah, it's so good. You draw one, and then you get to play the Usopp from trash.
Seems kind of good.
Crazy. I mean, the only thing that you're worried about as a Black Luffy player right now is no one Dawn searcher, because obviously like the A cost Luffy is not that great without Loki, and you need the 12 cost. You need Loki specifically to really start cooking with this deck, and there's just not a lot of consistency there yet. But I mean, between a mulligan and one searcher, you're already probably pretty good. But I think more card selection would definitely help this deck a little bit.
Might be a draw searcher instead. Well, not a draw searcher, but like a draw card, like the 1-cost Nico Robin or like the Bartolomeo that we got from the starter deck, where it's just
I really like
crash a
that type of
card, draw
character.
2. Those are really cool raids. I really enjoy those types of card design they've had. It's more common, a lot more common now.
I think it's really underrated because I think it's very easy to draw a hand and look at a hand and go, wow, this card is completely useless and I don't want it. And then I actually think drawing 2 cards when you get rid of that card is sometimes better than a search. Because the worst that could happen is that you draw the same card again and then another card. And even then you're still improved.
Will, quick skill check. If you were going to play a trash 1 draw 2 or play a searcher first, what do you do? Which one do you play first?
Searcher. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, in the same
Draw,
turn. In the same turn. Sorry, in the same
Yes.
turn. You mean?
Yes.
Sorry, I was confused. I thought you meant like in deck building. What would you add first?
No.
Sorry. What do I play first? On what dawn? Like, can I play them both in the same
It's 2
turn?
dons, yeah. That's what I'm
it's
saying.
like-
It's
it's
like
like
between
2
the 2,
dons,
what do you play first? Yeah.
There's a lot.
There's
that
a correct answer.
There is,
overthinking
yeah.
it too. I'm not skilled enough. Draw 1, trash 2.
You get this.
Okay, does it matter?
No,
what
sorry,
turn
no. It's trash 1, draw 2. It's a
a trash 1 draw. So it's like
or a
card
card that just like draws 1 on playing
Yeah,
it.
like the 1 cost Izo.
Yeah.
Or like, oh,
I mean, I would if my turn is devoted to doing both of those, I would probably just cantrip first, I think.
how come?
How come? Because either like okay, so if I cantrip first, I just draw a card from the top, and then I can look at top, let's say 5, and then pick a card.
Right.
Or you know what? I guess technically I should do cantrip later because if my search like deck bottoms a lot of the cards I don't want, like how do I word this? If search good, no need cantrip swing 6. Am I wrong? Is that wrong?
Sorry, what did you say?
I believe that's wrong. My understanding is that you should draw first and then search And the reason why is because the draw from the draw 1 could change what you end up searching for when you have a selection of cards.
Right. Okay.
It's
True.
for the
'Cause if
chance
you
that you
search
draw into the same thing that you already
But
searched for
couldn't it
is
also
really
be
Or
bad.
like, yeah, like if you search a 2K and then you play the draw guy and then you draw a 2K, it's like, wow, I just wasted my
Yeah,
search.
Well, I think it's more
what
like
if-
if you put if you're looking for a 5-cost, let's say you're playing red green Luffy, you're looking for a 5-cost Sanji, right? And
Yeah.
you have your search. You find the 5-cost Sanji. You grab the 5-cost Sanji. You go, I'll draw 2. You draw 2. You draw another 5-cost Sanji. Now there are worlds where like that's not the worst thing in the world, but like in general, you'd rather go draw 2, find the Sanji. If you don't find the Sanji, you search to get more consistency on finding one of it. Whereas in the other one is you you're stuck with 2, where maybe you'd rather have a Kuga counter instead, or like a different top end card that you need, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, in my search, I now am not gonna have a 10. It's a 5 and a 10 cost, right? It's like, oh, I can get the 5 cost, but I really wanted the 10 cost as well. Whereas if you search again, it's like, well, now I can search for something else that I would need for later on, maybe, or I can search for whatever else you need, basically, right? There's a bad way of explaining it, but I think that's just kind of how it works.
It's slightly better to
Yeah, it's just
as
optimal.
you
It's just
first.
optimal value
Yeah.
on it.
Because you could also just like, do the or sorry, it's better to draw first. Sorry,
Draw first
but
and
I mean,
search, yeah.
but if you search first and let's say you need the 5 cost, right, and you get the 5 cost Luffy you're talking about,
Yeah.
and then you're going, okay, I could just redraw, or I could swing 6. Because I don't know what deck you're referencing, but let's say some decks can just able to play out a 1 cost for free off
Yeah,
of some other.
so well, that's not the
So they-
question though. That's not the question. Like if you're on a 2-don turn
Okay,
and you can't swing.
Listen, I
Like,
was
well, what are
never
we doing?
book smart. I'm money smart. Okay.
The more you know, head ass.
See, this is what happens when you say people cannot exist with a hypothetical, or they cannot. What happens? But I just wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it, man.
Okay, I get it, but I don't play decks that have those, so I've never had this conundrum.
I just wouldn't be in the
From those-
trolley. Why would I be in the trolley? No, man.
my
you are
God.
in the trolley.
I get it. If I had that, man, I understand the hypotheticals. I'm not an idiot.
Okay. So...
It's just a hard decision.
Having
'cause
so much
there's
fun with
both
this, man.
logical lines to both of them.
Okay. Now, I might go for a hard pivot here. And that is leaders that you want to see that have been forgotten by Bandai. Or what leaders do you want to see with new support?
Let me hop on Limitless and actually look at the leaders that are not rotated.
Because I think after we've seen just how block rotation has worked and just the state of OP, like block 2 leaders as well, just some things have been left to just dry. Absolutely getting nothing. Like Stardex have been helping a lot, and that's
Yeah.
a really cool thing that I'm so glad that cards like Captain Kid, like leaders like that, have gotten some more love. Stardeck Luffy. It's really cool to see that. And I really want to see what else we could give to leaders that just don't have enough right now.
Something like RP Sugar. I think even Purple Dove could
Dude,
afford to get something cute.
I was just about to say Caesar Clown.
I
That's-
actually really like
oh.
that leader effect. Like, I love bouncing cards back to your hand. In this game specifically, I know it's a thing in Magic too, but in this game specifically, because the cards in hand represent card advantage and on plays are good and whatever, I think it's actually a really cool leader that just doesn't really have anything going for it.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I wish it just had a way to negate something to remove KO immune characters.
If this leader didn't
Like,
have
Moon
the
Negate would be good.
specification on Punk Hazard, like bouncing a Punk Hazard type card, I think the issue that this deck struggles with the most is the 2 cost has to be a Punk Hazard guy, and then you also have to procure 2 Dawns on your
I mean,
leader.
sorry, Aaron, the Monet does the whole thing.
No, I know, but that's one card. They don't even really. Do they even have a good searcher? They do, right? Just one.
Yeah, they have the Virgo. They have the top 5.
It's just one searcher. I don't know.
But why not have more? You know, that's like the big thing that I want to say about this.
like,
Why not have
imagine
other
if they had a
options? Have some cool
2-cost
stuff.
searcher. Why not have a 2-cost searcher?
Yeah, that's true.
They could even have a 2-cost searcher that gives you 2 rested dawn on your leader specifically, and I wouldn't even say that's like busted.
I would love a Punk Hazard locked like negate effect kind of effect. If that makes sense. Like,
Yeah,
I
very
want to see more of that in the
specific.
game.
Do not let this hit the meta.
I want to see more cards say negate the effects of a card. I want to see that more often because I feel like it's so underutilized. Obviously, Teach is like the big one that we've seen it with, and just Black in general with Ground Death. Like those are 2 of the cards that we've seen with like the only relevancy, right? or that exist in the game right now, right? I want to see more. I hate the fact that you just having the unoption, or like not having an option for interactability has been not fun. I think having the ability to say, "Hey, you can't actually do this thing anymore,"
Yeah.
or "I can get through something" is good. I think having the option to say, "I can actually just get through this" is a good thing to have in the game.
I think it's just scary when you add negation on top of cards that have efficient rates, just because like you don't want the opponent to feel like they don't have an option against your negation guy, right?
Mhm.
Like
I mean, Kingdom doesn't have a really efficient
I think
rate.
the Kaido is in a really good spot, even though I think it's a little underpowered. The new Kaido that negates and pops is actually a really interesting take on it, because obviously the restriction is that it's a 10 cost, but negating and popping a 6 cost, I know it's not the biggest cost that's ever seen the game, but just having it is really cool. Especially, I wonder if this is even cute in what's its name, Purple Black King. Negation and then popping is very interesting outside of just the current meta applications like Loki and NL.
Yeah, gonna say, speaking of Purple Black King, what a leader that I want to see more support with, and we're getting it now, basically, right? OP17 is going to be
Yeah.
a set that I think King does a little bit better in. Not
What do you think?
not the most. Actually,
What,
wait, sorry, because you can't just do. Sorry, they allowed you for this, right? The reason why it's not an on play is so King effect is activatable, right? Isn't that the idea?
yeah.
So that the
Yes.
10 cost that like pops something is an activate main just for King to use. I think that has to be the
Yeah.
only reason
Wait,
I can
what's
think
King
of that being
effect?
the
What's
case.
King effect?
Because you can so King effect is -2, either -2 to something, give -2 cost, or draw a card if you have 5 or less cards in hand. Both pretty good, but
Yeah.
-2 is a
Wait,
steep
which king is
cost.
this? Which king is this?
Yeah.
Purple
The
Black
purple black,
King.
the leader.
But the -2
Oh,
means that you can negate an 8 cost basically, as well as popping it on the same turn. So you can play a 10 cost,
Yeah.
-2 for leader, become an 8 Don, or get on 8 Don, then pop an 8 cost. That's
Yeah.
really cool. That is actually kind of sick support that we've
That
already
is
seen.
Dawn, that is Dawn -3, but in these decks, especially because Purple Black King has more searchers
You're
than
ramping.
Purple and huh?
You're
Am
ramping
I?
too. It's like the re-ramp is really good as well.
Yeah, the re-ramp is good. It's because I was just gonna say like because you have more searchers than Purple Animal Kingdoms by themselves because you have the 1 cost Queen Searcher,
That's true.
and I believe the Black Maria can search Animal Kingdoms.
No. No,
Is it
that's
just the stage?
it's just Onigashima Island. A card we do not actually wait, are they gonna make a new Onigashima Island?
Probably.
Please tell me they make wait, sorry, wait. No, one quick second. What does the Black Maria search?
It
Reveal up
does.
to
It's only
one.
Onigashima.
It's yeah,
I have it
sorry,
in my I
but
have it
this
in my
there's
hand right
it's
now.
not cost locked and it's only Onigashima Island. So it's like if this does, if the Onigashima Island stage that they do get, which they're gonna get, I believe,
Yeah,
100%
yeah,
has to
probably.
happen. I think that'd be so sick. That'd be so cool to see like the deck change in that variation. I hope that's like the case in this though. I really hope that's like possible.
But just like the key being that you can search more in Purple Black King means that you're gonna get 6 cost King super often, and then there's never a reason why it should leave your board. No matter what's happening in the game, there's almost never a reason why it should leave your board. So even going Dawn -3 with the leader effect and the 10 cost doesn't mean anything to you.
Man, those are some pretty good answers. I love obviously Caesar Clown is like a funny one that just he never saw support. Never saw enough viability in any of the metas he was in to actually be playable, which sucks. And then PB King as well was a deck that I remember really loving playing. Like it was a really cool deck to play,
It's
especially with the
fun.
EBF4 stuff that came out, and people tried it out, and it was fun to play. But obviously, it was near the tail end of just a lot of cards being rotated out that they couldn't really play anymore. Right? Onigashima was out, so just King and all these Animal Kingdom Pirate stuff that was out just couldn't do anything. But now we have things to do. Now there are things that you can actually play in this deck, and I find that to be super interesting. Like it a lot.
I think that just the main issue with that deck for sure, like with Purple Black King in comparison, especially to the old Purple Kaido, is just like you can't really activate your leader to draw just willy nilly throughout the early game, and it doesn't have any really good ways of defending itself. Sometimes it plays a 5 for 6 blocker on 5. Often it has to opt out of that to play 6 cost King, and what ends up happening is it just like it's a 4 life leader that doesn't have access to card draw or plus leader like leader power or even like efficient blockers at all. It's just kind of like you get mowed over by like basically any sort of like ramp out like curve out deck.
Yeah, the
It
draw was
feels
really
like.
bad. The draw was really bad. But you know what though? It does at least work now with both the 10 costs. Like I think having the ability to say, hey, you actually do now re-ramp with a new other 10 cost blocker does give you some extra survivability at the late game stage too, which you didn't have before. Previously the best top end you actually had in this deck was either like the 9 cost Linland, which was unfortunate. Like you didn't want that to be your late game because you
Yeah.
might be able to like hit like an 8 cost or like more if you're playing black like minus cost, but you
Yeah.
minus too much Dawn for it to actually like be playable. But now there's just things to do, and I think I'm glad King can do something. Whether or not it's actually good enough to do it, I hope it actually gets some people interested in trying out the deck.
I will just small side note because I'm just remembering this now. On the topic of 10 cost Kaido versus Enel, the new OP17 10 cost Kaido popping a 6 cost, I have criminally forgot about Very.
Oh, Vare?
Yeah, I
Vari
mean,
Very.
yeah, but Vari
I
is not like as
I mean, it's not a
good.
4 of right now, but I mean,
It might be.
if they ever find that they're getting destroyed by this card in particular, I guess they can tech it in. It's always a 2K counter
Oh yeah,
that
for sure.
redraws at worst, so there's no reason for them not to play it if they feel like this is a meta threat and they're losing to it often.
No, like it's
Um,
that's fair, but I feel like Vari's like a
God,
card
I love
that
Nell.
they've been going in and out of it the entire time, especially when green was
This
like the
is
main
the
counter,
downside.
and they just
They
didn't
could
play
have
as
made
many
an
Nels.
original
But
fix.
you can still kill like a Reiju with it. You can still kill like some other generically good body that's on the field. So it's not like it's
Mhm.
completely useless though. But yeah, if you don't have Vari, then you know what, you're gonna lose in an L. That's how it is, right?
Yep.
And sorry, and if you are in King specifically, you technically can kill a Varied Enel, right?
Yeah, you can kill
That's
a
true.
Varita now,
That is kind of
but
neat.
you also get walked over by Holly. So
I mean, you're just
Yeah.
losing because
pick your
King is not as
poison.
good, but that's a different story. That's a different story.
Pick your poison. Lose the dog or lose the 6 cost an L.
True. I do want to say I'll give my small piece on new leaders. I obviously from before the broken segment is kind of a exercise in just making card designs and thinking on what Bandai could do just in general, but it's
Mhm.
also a test on what leaders could actually use something new. And obviously in this episode,
Yeah.
we talked a little bit on Moria, but the one I think I want to see the most on is Nico Robin. I still want to see more Nico Robin support. That isn't just it's been because the problem is Nico Robin got support during a time where support was bad. They were giving support for decks that just did not do anything, and hers were just so unplayably bad. Like immediately off the
Yeah.
gate, she got the Sol, a card that I'm assuming no one has heard of or looked at, maybe like 5 people, but this card is terrible. It's you played it during a time where it was you just wanted the draw to trigger and that's all you played it for, and you pitched it every other time, but you don't play this card. You use it for the trigger, and the trigger is just worse than playing the 7 cost Sabo, and it makes me sad.
Like Baby 5. Isn't Baby 5 also have the same trigger?
Maybe 5, you play Shiryu instead. You don't play anymore. You don't play the Sol. And Sol was a gimmick anyways. It wasn't like a good trigger, but like it was trying to go for a game plan for Robin that I thought was more interesting, which was gain a million cards in hand, which I mean, saying it out loud isn't as interesting, but it was fun to play. It's fun when you actually get the trigger and it's like, oh, I am so up right now because it's the entire point of the deck. But I would like Robin to have something new. I would like to actually
Mhm.
see this card or this deck have an interesting game plan that isn't just Thriller Bark Slop. Because I always viewed this deck as like,
So
well,
true.
it's a anti-yellow deck that makes it so that you actually get some interesting ramp that again you just never had enough cards. The survivability was just too bad. You couldn't play this over Nami, and I want to see this actually get something. And it's a
Yeah.
straw hat. It's a straw hat as well, and I'm just surprised it hasn't actually gained
I
more
think it's
recognition.
maybe just a matter of Bandai being scared to print support for a deck that has Gum Gum Giant. They're just a little scared that like even just slightly more efficiency could make the defense just work for it. So I
I
think
don't know
Gum
about
Gum
Gangnam Giant.
Giant's a
I feel like
scary
that's a
card.
very specific problem where I want cards that say just Nico Robin leader. I think if you have some of those, obviously Nico Robin as a leader is not good enough. And
Yeah.
you've had decks like UP Luffy, UP Sanji just kind of tear open metas just from having Gum Gum Giant for the longest
Mhm.
time. And that was, again, never banned Gum Gum Giant, not a problem. You just make all the purple like leaders, all, I guess, just unplayably bad. Purple Straw Hat leaders. Yeah, it sucks. That does suck.
True.
You hate
So
to see it.
true. That's just the way that they do it.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't want to really ban anything or pull their punches. They just want to power creep.
Yeah,
Like
and
if
you know
something's
what?
bad, they just power creep it. Or sorry,
We've
if
played
something's
this game
really
long
strong.
enough. We've played the game long enough where we have seen how much has changed. 'Cause, we've had powerful staples super early on in this game's lifespan. And you look at like certain early metas like OPO5, there were leaders that again had to be banned because they were too strong. And RP Law, original RP Law, is a leader that you could probably say might still be too broken to come back. Maybe
Mhm.
you don't, but I think people would probably
I would
are
rather it
still
not came
scared,
back.
right?
I would rather it not come back like ever. I don't think
That's
there's a
what I'm
place.
saying.
Like the game plan is so toxic, but it's also very similar to what we have now in Purple and L. It's similar. I think it's stronger, and that's going to be the big difference. But
Yeah, RP Law coming back is a topic that I don't know. You know what? I can't say I ever played through that format, so I don't actually know whether or not like or how strong it was. I know it was super strong, especially with Black Maria. Really, really
Mhm.
insane stuff. But yeah, oh, like again, we had huge spikes in power during certain sets, and then it died down for a while, right? It's like we had some dying down in OPO6, and then you look at OPO7, it's like, oh, Lucci's in here now. Lucci had some cards that had to be banned immediately, and then 8
Mhm.
was like the sweet spot of we are in jungle. The decks weren't actually doing things beyond what the game presented, besides like maybe Doflamingo, but Doflamingo I think was like a very fair top tier deck, right? I think we all agree
Mhm.
on that.
I agree. Yeah.
Something else fair we've
Yeah.
had. And then OPO9 to OP10, I think, were also sets that like there was power creep. Like OPO9 had that power creep, like technically, but like it was so small comparatively to like I want to say from 12 to 13, one of the biggest gaps we've had.
I'm excited for the new set, but I'm the power creep. It's starting to make me a little annoyed when the old card like not old because I'm we're still playing standard until for a while at least. When the old like even like couple sets ago cards are just getting invalidated. It's or a random card works surprisingly well with new leader like the Gamma Knife issue.
Mhm.
Um, it's stuff like that that's like man this game.
Ban Game and Knife, ban an L, ban it
Let's
all.
go. Let's go.
I would like to see Gamma Knife banned in an L. I mean, I'm playing in Kaido. I think that's correct.
You're playing it in Kaido.
Yeah, why not?
Interesting. I know
I
some
mean,
of like the stuff that Anel is doing that you can do like power based stuff like Lightning Dragon and Mamargan
I definitely
are
should
good.
play Lightning. I definitely should play Lightning Dragon. I was playing Vari and I was like, wait, I don't get the counter. I don't think, and I don't get the
No, it
redraw.
only counters for Anel cards. That I think that's
Yeah,
the thing that some people don't know about Anel 2Ks, like the event 2Ks, is they only counter for Anel cards.
I thought they were just if your leader's an L.
Nope.
No,
It
it's
is
only
only for
up to one
NLs.
of your
Really?
Anel cards.
It's
So
not
like
leader, but
it's important if you're playing against Holly
Oh,
specifically
yeah, I
to
didn't know
know
that.
this is that a lot of their cards are just magically bricks if you're attacking Holly.
I didn't even know that. I definitely I've been playtesting against a lot of an L, and I've definitely played all of these wrong.
are you just cheating?
I'm
Okay. Thank
I'm
cheat.
pretty
Yeah.
sure
I'm
I'm
sorry, I'm
pretty
not
sure
playing the
playing
NL. I'm playing against an L,
Oh,
but
okay, okay.
I'm
Didn't
pretty
play it
sure
wrong.
I have been cheated out like this before. If I
yeah,
haven't done
no,
this
for
recently.
sure.
Not at, like anything like important, even like a
No,
local, like not even that important, but not even at a local, just like playing with friends. I
yeah,
believe this has happened
most
to me,
definitely.
like countering for ohms and stuff
Mm,
when
Oh.
that shouldn't have been the case.
How many opponents have you had that you think like I guess not even intentionally, but just like have had some wrong ruling that they just swear
well,
on?
I have a story. I have a story about
I
this.
also have a story.
I think everyone has a
Um,
story, but yeah, please.
so I was fighting. This was in prime black removal. So I was playing Moria removal. And I think I was fighting a black smoker removal deck.
Hmm.
Shocker, I know. And he kept trying to use not Bartolomeo, the bald Navy Searcher, the 2 cost.
uh, Renew,
I can't believe
renew.
thank you, Bernu. He kept trying to use him to search for the 10 cost Kuzan, that like the -5 to the whole enemy board and then pops a 0 cost. Which for those of you who didn't know, you cannot search that because he is a former Navy and Bernu wants specifically Navy, not type including Navy. So you can't search that. So I tell him, oh, I watch him try to search. I'm like, oh, sorry, you can't search that. It's different type. He's like, oh, okay. And I was like, whatever, it's just a mistake. And then he tries to do it again in the same game. but only when I'm like looking through my card, like I'm looking at my cards in my hand, I'm shuffling, like I'm dialed, and then I see that he says search Kuzan. I'm like, hey, you can't do that, and like the Kuzan, yeah, would have saved him there. Like it was a great card on that board, but you can't search it.
Brutal.
It's not too often
I
though, right? It's not too often where you see former or like these kinds of restrictions happen in the game,
It's
but
true,
they
but you
do
only have
happen.
to be
They do
told
happen.
once. Yeah, you just have to be told once, though.
Yeah, it's
You know what I
interesting.
mean?
Mhm.
My story is not so crazy. I believe I was playing. I believe it was a Betty who was playing this card. Not that I think this is normal, but he had a Charlotte Cracker on the board, and the game was like relatively close. And this is a ruling that I think actually less people know than they should. Which is, I was at 1 life, and he decided to go tall with the
Mm.
Cracker, thinking that it would kill me.
Oh, the double attack thing?
It does not kill you. It reads like it would, but I
Because
don't believe
double
it's
attack.
Well, it's
yeah.
like
It
2
is
damage, right?
yeah.
It's like I think the way it's mentioned is it 2 damage on it, or
Yeah,
what's
the
the
worded is
wording
just
on it?
says, the word says if you get hit by an attack with this character, you take 2 life cards instead of 1.
Yeah.
But you don't take 2
Yeah,
damage.
and it's confusing. I remember having to search it up before. It's like we were trying to make sure of whether or not that was like real because I do like the way it's actually implemented though. I think having it be just 2 life cards instead of like 2 life would be a bit too good. You know what I mean? It's like dying from that would be kind of crazy.
It's actually funny because I just doing some double checking to make sure that this is actually correct, and
It
it
is.
is. This is the case. However, if you read the card, specifically the Charlotte Cracker, not every card with rules text says what it does, but
Oh.
it literally does say this card deals 2 damage, which is not right. That's not what
Oh,
it
wait,
does.
it actually says this card deals
It says
really?
that, but if you go to like the rulings and official Bandai rulings, that is not what it does. It does not deal 2 damage.
Oh my god, it does say that.
Yeah, I was looking at Cracker like earlier
Why?
because I'm doing a I'm doing a yellow video after this, and I was looking at that thinking deal 2 damage doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel because like again, you
Doesn't
look at Nico Robin. That's a card that
Yeah,
says
deal
take a
damage.
damage, and that will kill you. You will lose the game if you go from for a lethal swing on or if you're at 0 life and you swing to a Robin, right? You lose the game, which
Yeah,
crazy.
it's very very odd, and honestly, I felt it's so funny because I felt more confident saying this when I started the story than when I actually read the card, and I was like, "Oh, did I just scam that guy out of a locals win?" No, I didn't. It's just the card text is wrong because I was
Which is
reading it as
insane.
I was saying the story, and then I was like, "Wait a second, was I actually wrong about this the whole time? I don't think so. I've had this
It's
interaction played
so
out
weird,
before."
like, how many One Piece cards have, like, straight up wrong text or the description text is worded wrong? It's so much more often than any other card game I've ever seen.
You know what though? Part of it is sim. I think if you look at sim cards, some of them are not up to date on what they actually should
I'm
be,
looking at
and
Limitless. I'm looking on Limitless.
oh, and
So
Limitless too, and actual cards. But I feel like you see it more often in like, wait, why is a sim card not looking? Oh, it's the wrong text. This is not the up to date text version of
That's
this,
fair.
which tends to be
But
an
I'm
issue.
looking on not only am I on Limitless reading the photo of the card, but also like the side description that was written out by someone also says this card deals 2 damage.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
So it's like,
that is
I
not
don't
what
know.
double attack does for
Yeah,
everybody.
like if I'm playing this in OPO, what is this? OPO3, I would be like, yeah, this would kill you. Like if I didn't know,
Yeah, if
like
you were
and
new to the
I
game, just make sure that you do.
and like because if someone, yeah, no, if you're new to this game, double attack does not kill you if you're at 1 and you take a hit. But this is like if I'm new to the game and someone's saying no, that's not what double attack does, and I'm reading this card right in front of my eyes, I would actually maybe get into a disagreement.
Yeah, the guy seemed a little bit off put for sure. And I was like, I assure you, you can like I didn't literally say this, but I was like, I assure you, I'm not scamming you out of this win. Like, I swear on everything, on literally everything. The card text is wrong.
Yeah, you know what though? Because we don't have a comprehensive like rules guide, like we do, but finding it is surprisingly just
It's hard.
it's a little bit hard to find. Like it's not like right on the page of like a rules page that will just say, "Hey, here's all of the rulings that we've had of the game." It's like if you go to like a PDF document and like scroll through a bunch of like kind of boring or like bland looking text that kind of all jumbles together, maybe.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I
I've seen
think
this like as a problem in like other card games, like Yu-Gi-Oh! In Edison format has like a dedicated rules page, but this is also because like that's like a fan compiled ruling thing where it looks much better. Where in
yeah.
One Piece, it's just not great.
I think this is a symptom of One Piece not having the equivalent of Scryfall, which so graciously not has every Magic card database, but also every single time that there's a fringe ruling about a card, it is included in the web page. It says what that is, and a link to the official ruling book. Because the thing about like One Piece is there's like this very vague sort of like PDF that tells you how to play the game, and then when you want to know like fringe interactions, you have to literally like consult the web page that has every single fringe interaction.
You know, I'm considering buying just some old alt arts to have because they look nice. Like they're so cheap now.
Yeah, I mean, buying cheap alt arts is almost always a safe investment. It's
Because
like
you're only
shocking.
ever
like,
losing like a couple
like-
cents maybe, but like even then, that's like, are you okay with just like having 5 and seeing one day maybe like
I mean, I'm fine just paying $5 for a cool looking bit of cardboard.
Let me post an alt art that was very very cheap up until recently that maybe you guys have even forgotten about because this is not even like that old. Where is it?
I've seen a couple of people who are talking about just like alt arts that have gone up crazy in price, and
I'll post it in general
lot.
and then I'll also say it. It's the starter deck rested like KO any size rested character Shanks. The 9
did
for
not know
11.
this one. Yeah.
You
I know
played
this one, yeah.
against me in our testing of OP17.
Yes.
This
Ooh.
card, this alt art was like $5, even from the
Was it
PRP set.
actually? There's
It
no
was, like,
way.
super cheap.
Okay.
And now it's like TCG 70 or something.
That is abysmal. Oh my.
Well, there's not
mean,
even listings of it right now. It's gone up like 80% to like 40, but there's no listings.
By the way,
Sorry,
I
also
don't know if this is
say,
playable in the deck. By the way, I'm not sure this is playable.
I
might
will say
be,
it was definitely really diabolical on that one board that you played it on.
Yeah, but it
The
felt
one
bad.
time you played it.
I think if they get different support, I think this is a card that you might see. But
This card is
we'll
not
have to
going to
see.
end up making the final list. This is like super techy is the
Mhm.
issue. Like we already said that we think that UI Nami might not be the greatest in this format, and I think this is really only good against UI Nami in this format.
Mhm.
So I'm not really sure. It feels very techy.
It's more. I'm wondering
Card's
what
awesome,
cards
though.
do you actually like find where you have 2 rested characters, or you're facing off against like 2 rested characters that like are equally like in a position where you want to freeze the one and then KO the other. Where that happens, it's like you'd have to have like a
Yeah.
10 that's already still on the board. I don't know. It just feels off.
Yeah, like I had 2 10-cost new gates
Mhm.
rested, I believe.
Yeah, that was a good time for it. But I also wanted to play like other cards too. It's like I would like to play the other 10 costs as well, and just the way that was working, it felt weird. But
Mhm.
obviously this card's great. 9 cost Shanks was. I have lost this card more times than I want to say. It's I remember playing Red
It
Shanks.
used to be so good.
So I knew a guy at local was playing Green Uta. I mean everyone here knows him, but oh my god, this guy!
Oh,
I draw 10 cost Rush Shanks, went in, and then I got 9 cost Shanks, and I'm thinking, oh, I lose the game now. Oh, it's over. And then you found the hard way. You forget this card exists. It's like just free removal.
Yeah.
Man, what a good card! And the rate's efficient. 9 for 11 is really good.
Yeah,
Not like the
it's-
Stasi.
you know, I knew
Top
a
end,
Green
that's
Uta
not 10
player as
cost.
well.
Done topping.
Is
Worst rate in the game.
yeah, my experience with Green Uta players is they are quite skilled.
Yes, I agree.
They
Yeah,
they know
coolest people
what's
of all
up,
time.
and I
Coolest
think
players.
some of the wisest a certain Green Uta player, you know, he actually gave me some pretty, I won't say life changing advice, but it definitely changed the way I play the game. Which was, you know, I made a mistake and like I was like, oh, I'm such an idiot. He was like, don't call yourself that. It's self deprecating, and I felt like, oh, that's so sweet. You know, that's so nice of you to say. But the other thing he told me was, you know, sometimes he just got to plant the tree. And I was like, you know, without context, that sounds kind of strange. But he's talking about specifically in his deck when it's like the 9 cost green shanks, where it's like, even if they don't have a guy that's that insane of a board pop, you should probably just still play the shanks just to develop the body. And instead of saying plant the tree, you could have just said develop the body. But now every time that I play a guy like specifically just like a top end piece who doesn't do a lot on that board, but I'm not losing, I just think, you know, I'm just planting the tree.
So Will met the Buddha, the One Piece Buddha.
I
is that what
basically,
we're talking
I
about?
met One Piece Buddha, and he told me to start growing trees.
He didn't say play yellow, right? That was a not a thing he said.
No, I did that all on my own.
Okay.
Mind you, he was giving this advice to someone who. Oh yeah, and for the viewers, I don't play slop yellow. I play Vegapunk and a cool Moria list that's mostly black.
Sorry,
So
by cool, it's bad. He plays a very bad black
Not
yellow Mario
bad.
list.
Oh,
God.
true.
It's the 7K leader. I'm just on the Nightmare Luffy angle. That's it.
No. The number Luffy's good. The rest of it's bad.
What's the rest of it?
uh,
You can't name
rest of
one
it.
card in that deck that's bad.
I can't name your deck. That's
Okay,
the issue.
name
I
one
couldn't
card
name
in
your
the
deck.
deck
What
makes
were you
my
playing
deck
at? What are you
worse.
playing in that deck? I need to know.
Literally, all that I'm playing that is different from normal lists is Thriller Bark Stage to revive Sindri's and the
Okay.
Don't
Well, all right. Good
laugh.
start.
It's serious, okay? I'm playing Thriller Bark Stage to revive and recur the Sindris and the Hogbacks. The Hogback is literally card positive if you recur it. It becomes a pay 1, mill 5, draw a card, and buff the entire board by 1k. And then you play Nightmare Luffy and you're a 7k, which helps deal with Anel, it helps deal with Goofy. Like, it is a helpful thing into meta right now. And you laugh at me every time. You
Is
can
there
put
any,
it in.
is there
You
anything
can
else
put
we're
it in.
mentioning?
Actually, I guess that's
I think we're at like either almost 2 hours. We could just end it here.
I could end it here. I don't even know what to
Yeah.
like my brain is fried. I don't even know what to say.
I
I
know.
need
I
to
think
go
we've hit a natural conclusion. So thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't know. Do we even put that in the video? I don't know.
But
Just to-
yeah, don't
Yes.
comment too much, okay? It's a lot of reading.
it's
Well,
not.
it's 'cause you can't read.
You can
buddy.
comment. Yeah.
I can't read. Fine, fine. You got me. I can't read.
Anyways.
Reading the hypothetical explains the hypothetical.
Okay. You'll never let me live that down, I guess.
No,
That's
for
nice.
sure, for sure. No, but thanks,
Okay,
boys. I
GG,
appreciate
fellas.
it. That was good.
We'll be back next week.